9 day.
Alright, you take it easy.
I shall got work at like 10 o'clock my time. So nothing too crazy. The long
You just don't like to update. Okay, I guess we're gonna be stuck in payday. Too bad. Alright, see you in a bit, Moose. Hmm. I don't know what the hell the category is doing here. Don't want to update shit. Okay. What's it even doing on your end, Gig? It's just bouncing me when I try and move it. Oh, let me guess. I have a damn echo. Of course I do. So we're back to echo, right? Yeah, echo. Hmm. Yeah, that ain't even working for me. Not even updating. Be in a pile tonight, Twitch. Maybe we'll hit diamond before my break's over. It'd be nice.
I've returned.
Hello, welcome back. That was a chaotic mess.
I fucking love Payday. It's so chaotic.
Oh man, I think we went in with people that were too experienced, to be honest with you.
Too experienced?
Lacking in experience.
Oh. Inexperienced.
The complexity is not conforming to the level of experience the players had. At least in some of the matches, some of them worked out well, some of them were very asymmetric. Also
Payday's an
felt
insane
like
game.
it a little all too much at once too, which is unfortunate. I remember the first time I played Payday where you did the New York bank heist so many years ago, whatever the hell that was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to knock some of the players, but they're having trouble getting basic controls down.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm making do with my fallbacks, but like I said, some of that shit that's going on requires very specialized game knowledge to be able to manage, like the Incendos.
I actually didn't know that.
Well, what's happening with the incendiaries is not only do you get the stun, but you get the ticks that cause, complementary stun, which the game probably balances for, which I'm looking at this and it's like, oh, this is a meta leverage thing, which is... It's kind of shitty because if you don't know, you're going to get killed. Because I was noticing I was able to hold entire groups as soon as I had those.
I'm so used to the, like, one thing that's nice about Payday is the cops don't move around terrifically much, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got big domes. So you don't have to actually fully aim at their head. And it still counts it as head damage.
Fair enough. Did Coffee and Lazy even go through the tutorials?
I don't think so.
It shows. It shows.
Coffee typically plays fighting games where it's all right there in front of you.
I see.
You know, like, fighting games, you can still say is a knowledge-based thing, but you can see everything that's in front of you happening versus 3D spatial awareness and movement.
Yeah. I get you. I mean, the thing about fighting games is there's kind of like... There's three tiers to it. There's you don't know the moveset, you know the moveset, and then you know the meta. Those are fighting games.
I thought you were saying you know the moveset and then you know your opponent's moveset.
No. You just know the meta. It doesn't even matter what the opponent's moveset is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm even technically playing Magic at a high level, but it's like... I'm so used to it, it's just nothing for me.
That's me in most movement shooters.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that gets me about Payday is how can it be more hectic than, like, Doom or Quake?
You haven't even played on Death Wish yet, friend.
Well, it's like,
You
why don't
haven't
we
played
just
Horde.
play Serious Sam? It's the same thing, more or less, right?
Yeah, I think it's because you can choose a lot more material in Payday 2.
What do you mean? You have a bunch of different guns that are super similar?
You haven't played with the grenade launchers, the rocket launchers yet. You haven't played with the sniper rifles. You haven't decided to go dual akimbo on your assault rifles yet.
Well, I
There
tried to
are
do with the
melee
dual
builds.
SMGs, and those were absolute dog shit.
You need to build into those. That's the problem. Is there's also like a threshold, right? So Payday admittedly, I was throwing you slightly in the deep end because I grew up in the deep end.
Yep.
So for me, it was like, oh, I grew up to this very quickly. But you don't really have your full toolkit available until you're like level 30 or 40. And that's when you get to be spec'd in one thing. And then you get to branch out and even out your skills overall.
So what does that involve? Skill cheesing for 12 hours until you can actually play the game?
Not 12 hours, it's like 2. If we do some solid missions. If we just do some really solid basic-ass missions, yeah. With an actual team.
I mean, because I saw 2 things. I saw us actually playing the game in some low-level heist, and then I just saw a bunch of guys everywhere in very hard-to-see environments with no lighting. Which I kind of hate that.
I can see the no lighting situation, but then again, you're talking to the guy who can't get blinded as easily.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, in some of those dark areas without a flashlight on the rifle, I'm basically firing blind. I can't play the game. I'm
just struggling to think where it was
boxes.
dark. It's a very bright game.
No, half the game was dark. Are you kidding?
That might be a screen setting then.
I'm at...
Because everything's super bright on my end.
I'm at like 80 to 90% brightness. Couldn't see shit. Pitch black. You can check the VOD.
Sure, I'll check the VOD, actually.
Running around that
like...
damn meth house that's pitch black.
Oh, with Naomi's crew?
Yeah.
Okay, the meth mission? Yeah, that's a dark mission. I thought you were talking about the I was thinking like the New York bank heist was a bit dark. I'll get that, but like,
no, it's pitch black. You're running into walls. You can't play the game. It sucks.
The meth one, yeah, that's where you make the big bucks.
Could have fooled me.
Because all you do is, huh?
Could have fooled me.
That's the meta grind spot.
I mean, the thing that I also don't like is, like, I felt like I was just buying weapons and selling weapons to switch to other weapons without even really getting a chance to pay them and having this recursive function that's kind of hanging over me.
Well, we'll just hang it normal for a minute, because, like, it's a hard game initially. With overwhelming numbers, you need to be, like, constantly shooting.
Yeah, it's probably just too many things at once, like I said.
Yeah.
And I'm already doing too
moment...
much shit.
Don't feel inclined to keep this game around.
I mean, I think the other thing about it that's kind of throwing me too is I want to actually be able to sit down and enjoy the game as opposed to just running forward and firing without any context, because then it's just corridors. If you know what I mean.
Paid attention to the story of Payday myself, actually. I just know it's cool set pieces with good music.
Well, I mean, I got comms on, so I don't even hear anything.
Yeah, they have like some pretty good like techno.
Yeah, I've always kind of do that where I put a priority on communications over what's going on in the game.
I get lost in the music.
I mean, it kind of sucks for me because, like, I know performance, like, jumps, like, 20% from just killing the background music off so you have clear comms. I mean, it kind of robs you of the immersive experience, but it improves combat performance.
I've always found rhythm. I do best when I have music that I'm just... It makes me relax. It's all whip instinct.
I can see that.
Synthetic and Risk of Rain 2 are my big examples where I actually don't even listen to the in-game tracks. I put on, like... Well, recently I've been going through my Black Sabbath phase again.
Mm-hmm.
But just clock that in. Though, I think I might do something funny. Because I'm going to do a small decompress before I play Blasphemous myself.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to listen to... Seven Twerk. Over the top.
Have anything going on here? No, it's clear. Yeah, I think the thing about it is the game is good and it has a lot of usability, but I think we were scaling too fast and we had inexperienced players because I noticed we were able to keep pace with the strong team, but when we were
Yeah.
running with the weak team, it kind of fucked the game up.
I even put it down to hard though is the problem. Because here's the fucked up bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even get taser enemies in normal.
Well, what do you want me to tell you?
It's just hard. Normal can really make it seem... Normal, you can get away with not even using your main rifle. It's that chill of an experience.
I mean, how many rounds do we go? Somewhere between 8 and 12, I think, right? You're not even sure, huh?
I was looking at the time. We did about 5 hours.
That's
So
not bad.
I'm also trying to...
What?
Oh, my controller was acting up on... Interesting. It completely forgot. All the bindings. There we go.
So I'm guessing those dudes didn't do any prep at all, did they?
No. Well,
Alright.
Lazy literally bought it on today because he's like, oh, it's not that expensive.
I mean, I get it, but I'm a little sour when that happens, to be honest with you.
Well, Lazy was kind of the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
They showed no interaction with it. I'm a little miffed, admittedly, because Coffee was the one that was like, "Oh, I just bought this game. I would love to play it with friends."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Oh yeah, we can assemble a crew." And then, a complete lack of like, "Hold on, dude, like it's hard to hit this game if you're not taking it seriously."
I mean, the thing is, it's like I'm dropping in, I'm performing, but the thing is, I'm also used to doing that because I've been doing it over a year at this point. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's something that goes hand in hand because I understand the one thing even if I don't understand the other thing. Yeah, no, different stride. I mean, it's like I said, I enjoyed the overall experience, but there's some elements of it that frustrate me, and I'd like to be able to experience maybe at a more complete or slower pace, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll swing it down to normal next time for a couple missions to get bearings.
Well, I don't even think it's that. I just think it's if you're running with duo AIs, where the things are just up on you and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Because I think that's what it's designed to be doing, if you know what I mean.
They kind of just be placeholders because at the end of the day, you always have to solve the contextual puzzle. They will not show you mercy.
Actually, wait. Do Lazy or Cough even have an FPS background?
Nope.
Burke.
They asked to play.
Okay. I can understand that, but you know where my head's at. But I mean, it's like you didn't take them out and do a basic on like Quake or Doom with them or some shit.
I mean, I've seen them both play Halo. That's enough.
Is it?
Should be. I apologize.
I don't know if I would train someone on Halo, to be really honest with you. If it was
I
up
think it
to
just
me,
comes from.
I'd probably train
Oh,
them
go
on
ahead.
Quake.
Lazy played Lasso with us. I assumed he was fairly competent.
That's Lasso.
If you can roll in Lasso, even if you're not doing great at it, it assumes that you have, comparable skills.
It's an argument. I mean, I'm
I
not
guess
so
it
much
is
of a
also
Halo guy, though.
It means you should be able to have Twitch, semi-Twitch reaction times.
I mean, my problem with training someone on Halo is they become over-reliant on the shield regeneration mechanic. And that's really bad. What do I mean by that specifically? It fucks up their fundamentals. Because you can play with it, but when you don't have it, your tempo is fucking janky. And I don't like that. Well, it takes away the health and ammo management in the game, and I don't like it. I mean, I actually need to take the time to run through Halo, but...
You need a co-op partner, let me know.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's going to be its own thing. I'm just thinking about it. You know, you're going to get me bitching about game design again. Which I guess that's going to be the running theme for my channel. Slime bitches about game design for hours.
I mean, that's what Andy does as well, so
Yeah.
what's different?
Yeah, it's no different. Yeah, the few times I've gone into his stream and done it, I've completely derailed the entire conversation for 2 hours.
Tis a good feeling.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about, like from the perspective of like an educator or a teacher, how to give people good fundamentals so they can make, you know, informed decisions when they're doing things, right?
I do, but I also come from the upper echelon of education.
Fair. Academia.
Mother was a university professor, and I graded into high school math in elementary school. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to. I'm not a good baseline for these things.
I mean, people typically, you take a person, you make them learn a trade. You don't do the, you know, ivory tower shit for most people. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
divisive point. I know it's a divisive point. I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Just like with Alpha Centauri, I love the idea of a citizen scientist. Practicality, I think it's more of a disposition of infrastructure more than it is ivory tower, you know, processing for people. Majority of people function better when things are provided for them, and they're disciplined, I think.
I agree with that overall. You do see a lot of good results that way.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I almost feel like I'm being critical of humanity, but I also feel like I'm kind of being understanding of the human condition. And I know I'm swinging that way. I'm playing Magic and decompressing, so I'm talking philosophy.
I thought this was more of a chill, just open discuss about life kind of scenario anyway.
Yeah, fair.
Dude, I'm just playing Sniper and Risk of Rain 2. Like, I'm in my zone doing flick shots.
In my lane, moisturized, thriving.
Exactly. Puncturing the skulls of my enemies. You know, the simple things in life.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that you got me thinking on now is, like, I remember back in Warcraft 3 when I was actually training people to think about the game properly, so when they were moving forward, they could develop a personality within the strategic theater and how they could process things. And I would take the time with every single person to do that and figure out what their strengths and weaknesses are and give them good fundamentals so they could play well. And I mean, like, where's the responsibility on this? Do you put the onus on the individual to do that? Do you put it on the, you know, discipliner to do that? Does it, you know, have an indeterminate, you know, intermediary that determines how this is assigned to a person to make sure things are in place? I mean, I'm going off in 12 different directions right now with this.
Second, so I can hear you better.
Yeah.
Game is still loud as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying, though?
It is at the end of the day. Like, I do forget sometimes that game is mad old. So there's this assumption. It's like, oh yeah, you could just jump in with this because it's expected. And I forget. There are people that this is very fresh for them.
I mean, you know what, Burke? I was telling you earlier. Do you remember when I said I was trying to decompress on Quake 2 multiplayer a little earlier in the week?
Yeah?
And I couldn't do it. You remember why, right?
I couldn't, actually.
Yeah, because it's like the level of skill I'm playing at is just dropping into a regular multiplayer match. I can't play with other people. They can be 30 kills ahead of me, and I'll just kill everyone on the goddamn map, and it doesn't make a difference. That's why I play with you and Andy, because you guys are competent at what you're doing, if you follow me. The game's too easy.
It's being in your lake, is what I always call it, right?
Yeah.
Are you in the pond, or are you in your lake with your people?
Yeah.
Or are you in the ocean with competitive?
Yeah.
There's always the very funny article, The Onion, tragic man who's too good to play with his friends isn't good enough to be a competitive player.
Yep. Yep.
Because, like, I always feel pretty conscious about my ability as an FPS player. Because whenever I play something like Overwatch or anything like that, right? I never get higher than silver. But I also think it's because I'm not willing to put in the time and practice to learn those games.
How the hell do you not get higher than silver in Overwatch?
I've never gotten past silver.
That doesn't sound right. What are you doing? What role are you playing?
I just do whatever I feel like.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
But, like, it's also just, I just never seem to do well. It also just might be the rhythm and flow of that particular game, right?
Fair.
And how well you play with a team, because you can see from Payday, I technically know what I'm doing. I don't know when my teammate doesn't know what they're doing.
You got the Leroy Jenkins problem. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
Well, there is, because you're not checking your squad.
Yeah.
You're assuming everyone's performing at a high level, and you need different strategic formats that mirror your team's skill level. And that's important when you're trying to do this stuff. At least that's what I think, anyway.
No, that's a perfectly valid call.
I mean, here's like an argument from a strategist perspective. Can you be a good player with a bad team?
That's a very valid question.
Because the thing is, if you are, you should be able to do that. I'm not saying it's easy, but you got to think about it a different way, if that makes sense.
No. There's nothing that you say I've gone, well, how dare you speak about this way? Like, I'm not offended or anything. It's like, oh, that's a valid criticism and food for thought.
Well, you know, it's like William Wallace when they're trying to repel the British from the Isles. It's like, these fuckers can't stand in a straight line. And you got to work with this. Same thing in, like, American Civil War. You got to hide behind rocks to shoot at the guys, you know, approaching you in lines with, you know, state-of-the-art equipment.
Use more gun.
Well, you use trapping is what they started using. They started using man-trapping techniques. Tucker's kobolds is what it's known as in these circles.
Why kobolds?
Because kobolds are trappers by nature. Their modus operandi is to set traps, then pelt them with arrows, stones, oil, or flame, and keep pulling away and peeling and never directly engage. And that's actually how you train guerrilla forces that are not warriors. That's how you get someone who is of lower skill to beat someone of higher skill. Because even if they don't kill them, they maim them so they're no longer functional, so you're always getting an arbitrage trade advantage. I mean, I'll give you like an example of fighting the AI in StarCraft or any advanced AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
The AI will make the assumption that because it's able to control things with more fine-grained control in more areas than you can, that you're not going to attempt a multifocal attack on the artificial intelligence, so it won't account for it. And if you do this, it won't compensate correctly, because it's made a false assumption. Do you follow me?
Because the big thing about the AI is that they're not the most flexible.
Well, yeah, not only that, but they assume that their processing is faster than a human. But the thing is, there are cases where I can outpower the machine. You've seen me do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you tell the AI, oh, you're better and faster than a human. You can keep track of all this stuff until they encounter a human that's both more creative and they're able to keep track of more things than what the horsepower of the machine allows. And then it's completely fucked. It doesn't know what to do. It's just like, I'm just weaker, I lose. I guess that's it.
Oops.
Yep. It doesn't know what to do because it's never encountered that scenario because we go in with the assumption that the machine is stronger than the man, and maybe that's wrong. It's the old John Henry myth, fighting the iron horse.
I still think my favorite comic on the internet is I, John Henry, can beat any machine, and then it says like the Smash Bros machine, and it shows him wiping his head. Holy fuck, this guy is good. And it looks like one of those like Lego with the claw hands robots. It's beautiful. I love that comic so much.
I mean, you know what? I'll give you an example right now that I'm playing Magic, right? Am I really paying attention to this? No, I'm paying attention to the conversation. But you want to know what? I'm 5 ranks away from being at a mythical level, which is... That's basically entry professional on Magic. And I'm on autopilot. I'm not even paying attention what the fuck's going on.
It's always nice to be at that level of mastery, where it's almost the motion of it.
Yeah, it's flow. It's the state of flow. I mean, there's some people that look at Magic and it's like, oh, this shit's too complex. I can never fucking do that. And it's like you have other people where it's like you've been doing it so long, it's like you don't even think about it.
You might get a kick out of this. That's me in playing games like Speed.
I mean, I will admit, part of the reason I put up such a good performance day, you already saw what I was putting into my system earlier. I had the good coffee today.
Oh yeah, what was the blend?
Oh, what the hell was it? I posted it in chat.
I'll fucking call you out on your blend.
Let me see.
I'm that asshole now.
Fair. Give me a second. It's all Costco stuff, actually.
You don't need to give me like the full like where it was imported, just like medium roast, light roast, dark roast, stuff like that.
No, let me see what it is. It's Cricklin Organic Ethiopian Coffee with organic cocoa and organic cinnamon. So that's what I put in my system.
That is pretty snazzy.
It's good shit.
Not to say, because I am completely different. I have something called Silver Star Coffee, and it's literally just a silver star on a unmarked bag otherwise.
No, I mean, like I said, I made myself a 48 ounce of this right before we started. That's how I was going like a fucking machine.
It's
Zero
a light
sugar.
roast.
Zero sugar.
If you want, if you're going for caffeine content, light roast is the way to go.
Yep. I think you absorb it better.
Huh?
I think you absorb it better.
It's also, it doesn't get as fucked up from the roasting process.
Oh yeah, the caramelization gets it going.
Yeah.
Because like something about the American
admittedly,
diet, cutting the salt out, you can do that. Cutting the sugar out, ooh, a lot harder. A lot harder.
Oh yeah. It's always really funny because, you know, I've been getting my partner into doing smoothies, or at least attempting it when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And like, hey, can I have some of the Greek yogurt? I'm like, it's not sweetened. You're not gonna like it.
You get used to it.
Nah, she.
Start about on kefir. Start about on kefir, and then you work up to the tart yogurt.
This is might be not necessarily a classist statement, but I've noticed something peculiar about a certain like economic class and pickiness for food.
Yeah.
So I grew up in like I won't even deny it. I'm relatively upper middle class.
Yep.
Right. I have no qualms with like any food, with the exception of things that like I've gotten food poisoning from.
Yeah.
But folks of like a lower economic status that like just grew up really poor or impoverished, nothing against that. Just I've noticed they've always been the pickiest eaters in my friend group.
Well, they like their salts and sugars. That's always been the case in their carbs.
Yeah, so I just it's something I always thought was odd.
I mean, like, you know, I come from...
Because I'm always excited for new food, right? Like, if it's something I've never tried, I'm like, fuck yeah, bring it over.
I mean, like, my background, you know, Eastern European, Italian, Sicilian specifically, so it's like I grew up in, like, a Chinese area, so it's like, I know a lot of different really good cooking techniques.
That's the holy breeding ground
Yeah.
of all good food, culturally speaking.
So it's like, as I've been learning to cook better and, my own diet, the thing that I've kind of taken pride in is being able to take like vegetables and make it like really good. Where you're getting the pasta and you're doing the pesto and you're doing the marinara mix with the the parsley and garlic and green onion spices and the purple garlic, and you get that with the Italian olive oil and you eat that, and it's best damn thing I've ever had. But it's like learning how to cook vegetables well, it's a hallmark of a good cook, is what I think.
Same thing with eggs.
Yeah.
It may be a very simple and easy thing to do, but the mastery of it is what makes it so deceptive.
Well, yeah, that's what Gordon Ramsay says. You want me to gauge the skill of a chef? Have them make scrambled eggs, and I'll tell you exactly how good they are every time, without fail. He's completely right too. He is totally right about that.
My other problem is I grew up very early on a more raw food leaning diet.
You're lucky. I had to pick that up only in the last couple of years after I developed problems. I mean, my parents.
Well, you know why
Rough.
I learned it though.
Because
I was too lazy to properly cook.
Yeah.
Like it's not for the right. You did this amazingly smart thing. Why did you do it? I was lazy. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like after I've been juicing and steaming and doing all this other stuff, I can't go back to the way I used to eat food, and nor would I want to. The food I used to eat is horrible in comparison to the food I have now. And it's just cooking technique. It's nothing different. I'm just getting vegetables and adding a few spices and seasonings.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm learning to play with right now is spices.
And you want to know what's wild about it, too? It's about
What?
4 times as cheap as the other garbage.
Oh, oh god, I don't usually bitch about IRL shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I had a late night stream, or for whatever reason, we didn't have dinner at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Acto and I, so we decided to go out to like the local bar to get some food because we didn't really have much to cook that day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get enough material. Vegetable platter was $10 and it was like a carrot and a half, 2 stalks of celery, half a tomato. Like, I'm like, this is like, at most, if you were at some really frou-frou, ritzy, organic place,
Mm-hmm.
maybe $2 worth of produce.
Yeah, I mean, like what I'm eating right now, I needed something healthy. So what did I do? I got a can of organic black beans from Costco. I threw that in here. I threw in a layer of cheese. I put that on, and then I just mix green sauce and red sauce, and it's like, that's my food. How much does this cost? 88 cents. It's my dinner. And it's fantastic. It costs almost nothing to make.
You cutting down your carbs, or are you avoiding the rice?
I mean, I'll do organic pasta. I'm trying to cut back on that because, again, sugar levels. It's not like I have a glycemic issue. Some of my family members have been diabetic, but I've had my blood worked up for gut reasons, like I said, and it's like I'm fine.
You have to generally lower your carb levels.
Yeah. I mean, you run better when you're running on veg, though. Veg and fish, like I've always said.
Yeah.
You feel better. I mean, the reason I'm doing beans right now is to get my fiber levels up, which that helps with everything.
Oh, yeah. I grew up with a very strong Mexican household. I am not unfamiliar with the bean supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing for me was I actually had a mild, I wouldn't call it allergic reaction to eggs, but I think I just ate too many eggs at one point, being a broke kid.
Yeah.
When you leave the nest and you're going off on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, what if I only live on $40 a month on food?
Oh boy, I've done that.
Yeah, and so you what's it gonna be? Eggs?
It's
beans?
eggs and ramen noodles and green onions if you're spicy about it.
And I think it's just because I did such a steady eggs for breakfast and dinner.
Oh no, you don't double. You don't do that.
No, my body physically rejected it. It was like, you're not eating eggs for 4 years. No
what I was doing
sorry.
on there is I would have ramen noodles with eggs and a veg, and I would only eat 1 meal a day. That's how you prevent that from happening. If you have to eat the garbage, don't eat a lot of garbage.
My key problem is I'm a grazer.
Oh.
But how I get around that is good old fashioned sunflower seeds. Now.
That works.
It's just because I think if you wanted to get on the old school psychology, some part of the oral stage never fully got completed.
I get you.
If you want to get ye old Freudian on it.
Yep.
I love Freud so much.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was just some guy that... What's your basis on this? I just think it's that way.
Yep. I made it
And
the
it pissed
fuck
so
up.
many people off. It pissed off so many people that we actually have an actual living, thriving, and good environment for psychology now. And it was just because some guy was like, penis envy.
Yep.
You want to fuck your mom.
Yep.
I mean, he had other good theories. Like, I am really trash talking something quickly. I also miss the days when I still can't get over that Carl Jung and them fought so much. Despite one of their initial meetings, they like talked for 6 hours about psychology nonstop.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. You already know I'm firmly in the Jungian school of thought on this argument, right?
Oh, I'm not, dude. I don't think Freud is right here.
You just think it's funny because he's this, Dr. Pervert person, right?
Yeah,
Which I think
no,
that's true.
When I say I love Freud, I love him in the same sense of like, you love former scientists that are no longer correct.
Yeah.
You love them because it's like, this wasn't a thing back then. There was no way to say yes or no to this definitively, so people were just spitballing ideas. And there is something very hilarious about a very controversial figure.
Yeah, germ theory, delivering babies in the same place where you do, dissections? Yeah, that was a thing.
Remember when cleaning your surgical utensils was considered poor form?
Yeah, I do.
Like, there's just a certain point you have to laugh at the kind of hilarity of it.
Yeah, I agree with you on this.
Or, hysteria.
Mm-hmm.
The cure for hysteria for women. You know this one, right?
Uh-huh. Well, they were right, weren't they?
I'm sure some people weren't complaining. But
Yeah. I mean, whenever the problem came up on my doorstep, it seemed like it worked like a great solution.
God damn it. God damn it.
Why are we going to the store? I got to get some oysters. Don't worry about it.
Leave it alone.
Why are you limping? My back hurts. I don't want to talk about it.
My thighs are sore. Were you running too much?
Something like that.
Allegedly. Oh, fuck yeah. I just got the good item for Sniper.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Double critical hit damage
Ooh, fancy.
on a character that has guaranteed critical hits. We're doing 5,000 damage a shot right now. That's what I like to see.
So let me check my Rolodexter here. So I think it's going to be 6 p.m. tomorrow. Vanille's going to be trying to do the Majora randomizer. It's going to be our first one. God damn, what a major one to take on, huh?
Vanille?
Yep.
I gotta give it a whirl, because, like, I don't know Majora's Mask as well as OOT.
Yep. I was there too, and I'm going to tell you...
But here's the thing.
It's gonna
I also
fucking
know so
curveball
much
you.
of the random shit.
Yeah.
I know so much of the random shit that I know it's going to get me through a good portion of it.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I've played a lot of randomizers. Majora's Mask is kind of funny this way. And you're not really going to understand it until you start playing it and you start seeing the shit that goes on. I mean,
All
maybe
I know
it's...
is I felt bad you got stuck doing the 10-second counter as a only means of potentially getting an item you needed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting through it, like I said. But yeah, the 64 version relative to the 3DS is a lot darker and spookier than the remake. Probably.
I've never played the 3D version, so I only know the spooky version.
Yeah, no, the newer one, it's still there, but it's brighter and it's more accommodating, if that makes sense.
It's a little more child-oriented, is what I would call it.
I mean, you know, there's no way I can go through this without stepping on some toes. I actually think it's better than the original version. I don't like the adjustments that they made to some of the bosses, but other bosses I think are much better. I think the Tiki boss is worse. I think the Tiki boss and the Centipede bosses are worse, but I think the Barracuda boss and what the hell's the other one? What the hell's the other one? Not
It's
the
a
fish.
shame to hear my favorite boss fight got a little worse.
I mean, the Tiki boss was a lot more aggressive. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, they... yeah, I think it was better than the original one.
I mean, how could you not like turning into a giant link and stomping the shit out of some
Godzilla
worms?
Link, yeah. Hey, Moose, how you doing? We're talking bullshit.
There once was a moose who liked to drink a lot of juice.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Yep. But yeah, the thing I like about this coffee combination is it's all anti-inflammatory and it's liquid right in the gut, so it's perfect. Love it. And it also picks out the depression thing with the caffeine, which is lovely.
Be careful with the coffee recently myself.
Oh yeah?
I had the am I not a luminescent being thought recently.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what that means.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not a normal thought I have. I don't usually get narcissistic ideas.
Oh well. What? You don't have god complexes, every other day or anything like that?
Nah. If anything, I'd be a picture of a dead mouse on a balloon saying, on my way to fight God.
Oh, there you go. Am I screwed here? I think so. Yep.
I didn't say I was winning the fight. I should make this very clear. Just because you can pick a fight with a police officer doesn't mean you should. The legal term is ill-advised. Because I wanted to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching speedrunners get really salty about the Resident Evil remakes.
You know what? As a matter of fact, let's make it interesting, shall we?
Yeah.
Let me get this squared up. I gotta make sure I capture the right window when I'm doing this.
Are we gonna watch the video?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You want me to react?
We're gonna do React Andy right now, baby.
Oh, hold on. Let me actually get there so I can watch it too. Because let me tell you something. There's a lot of times where I look at it and I'm like, buddy, you know damn well this game, if you're speedrunning it, right, you damn know well you cannot leave these things to chance in this game. You can't. It is one of the things.
All right. Do you want me to play this with sound or without sound, or I'm gonna probably play it with reduced sound? Okay.
Play it with reduced sound.
All right. Let me do this real quick.
Because I'm here to watch it because I laughed so fucking hard at half of it. Because I, as a former speedrunner, especially for RE4 Remake, where I was like, I'm going to do this. No. I think RE4 Remake is a miserable game to speedrun.
RE4 Remake? Really?
I think it's a miserable game to speedrun like a speedrun would do.
Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Because the thing is, we've had this conversation before, okay?
So I'll elaborate. When you do a speedrun, you try to do very consistent strats to make the same result, right? Because a perfect speedrun is the culmination of good technique with perfect strats.
I'm going to stop you right there because that's not how I speedrun, and you already know this.
I understand. I'm telling you from a technical level one, right? Like, we're not looking for... I don't play that way either. I realize I don't play that way either. But, like, Ninja Gaiden is a perfect example of the history of Ninja Gaiden speedruns.
You know what? I'm doing this wrong. Let me recapture this in a...
Anyway, the TLDR... I understand Resident Evil remakes are very frustrating to speedrun because there's so much goofy shit that cannot be replicated every time you do a playthrough.
Okay, hold on.
And that can be very aggravating. For example, you're in the video we're gonna watch, you're gonna see people have meltdowns, and I mean actual meltdowns, that grenades aren't killing enough people when they're doing frame tricks.
Yeah, hang on one second. I got something running around here again.
No worries. Well, you only have 500 tabs or so. And like this is what I was gonna get at. I do not like speedrunning RE remake because the techniques that it expects the player to do really take it out of me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind doing the striker glitch in classic Resident Evil 4. I think it's a funny glitch. It's also super easy and consistent to pull off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they expect you
There
to,
we go.
when you throw a grenade, spam the pause button to make sure the frame data is better to get more consistent kills with a grenade, I'm not here for that.
Let's see, where can I put this thing? Actually, you know what? We'll do something different here. This is now going to be React Andy. We're just going to straight go to it. Screw it.
But yeah, it's going to also cover Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3 Remake, which I think you'll get a giggle out of watching the RE3 Remake.
Yeah, we're just going to scream at this video now. I'm going to switch out of Magic. I want to scream at speedrunners.
I'm also bailing on my sniper run because I want to watch this because, man, I genuinely laughed so fucking hard. There's one guy that has an actual like mental breakdown. Like, why am I speedrunning this game? I could be doing anything else in my life than these hours I put into it.
Yeah. The reason I'm going to dial back on this and talk about it because when it comes to speedrunning, I have my own philosophy that has worked because I've had a series of records doing it the way I do it. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, I have a very specific thought process and phrasing when it comes to this. Let's see, React Andy speedrunning. Resident Evil. Yeah.
Angry speedrunning?
Resident Evil, angry, React, speedrunning. Speeding, speedrun, whatever. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because I want to do this. I want to have this conversation.
Because I'm also genuinely curious. I don't think my statement was wrong about a culmination of technical prowess with
okay, game, you don't want to do that. Okay, Gig, if you can change that to just chatting at any point, because I'm going to run this, and I do not give a flying fuck.
Because I am curious what was wrong with my definition of high gameplay skill level understanding.
Okay.
Like technical prowess, and then understanding exploitations.
Yeah, we're going to have a preface on this, a very specific preface, because this is something I've thought about. I've probably been doing the speedrunning thing for about 7 years. Okay, because that's when I got my first record, was 7 years ago with Godzilla. Anyone watching, I've done it with Aston X NES, I've done it with Crystalis NES Silver, I've held gold in Iron Tank on NES, I held multiple gold records in Infernax, and an assortment of other things that I've played. I can do the original Zelda in a little over an hour, all these various different things. Mega Man, I can run all 6 in about, 4 or 5 hours, all these things. Okay, you have speedrunning. Okay? You play the game good, you go fast. Is speedrunning, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've kind of noticed that this goes into 2 different camps when it comes down to it. You have what I will call my camp, where you show up, you try to play the game to the best of your ability, and you improve gradually, and you are a man fighting the machine, putting on a performance, fighting the game as intended.
Yeah.
And playing this way is how I've gotten most of my records. And it's worked quite well. You're focusing on the fundamentals, you're using your wits and strength to beat the game. That's how I do it. Now,
I'm in the same camp, by the way.
Yeah,
that's
I
why
know.
I guess that's where I was confused when you're like, I don't agree with your statement where I said the best
Thank you,
technical
Giga.
skill meets the best. Like,
well,
I think it's both. That's
I
what
will.
I'm saying.
I will continue on this, and this is Now, there are going to be middle points in between these two things, but you have the other camp that I tend to call the glass cannon camp. Do you know what I'm going to say about this camp?
By using intense exploits that have high risk, high reward, you can get theoretically better times, but you give up major fundamental understanding of the game.
You're essentially yielding a substantial advantage to RNG. Now, this is the earliest example I can think of. This is roll scumming with wizards in like NetHack, where you're waiting for like an artifact to proc on your wizard, so you can use that to leverage into a strong mid game, and you just literally re-roll the game until you get it. That's probably one of the most hardcore versions of how this works.
That's some goofy shit.
A less extreme version of that would be running a game waiting for you to click on a certain, like Super Mario Brothers. You're trying to clip through a pipe on a given subpixel, okay?
Isn't that I know which ones you're talking about, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's like, I'm talking about in the context of you're running this for like between 2 and 4 weeks trying to improve, not the context of you're running it for 15 years doing this, because it changes when you run it for that long. Okay? The nature of the game changes.
Oh man, I'm still running for my S Plus and professional glitchless.
Like, I know.
I'm still going for it.
It's different, but it's like when you're doing that, I can understand it if you've been running it for a number of years and you're trying to get a perfect run, and it's a thing that you're doing that's fun. Fine, there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of like what I did with Zen. Okay, but I even have my limits on how far I go with that. It reaches a point when you're shaving off fractions of a second to get a record, I will controversially say it is a record, but it's also not. Because I think the comparisons of the records at that level are so nominal as to be insignificant. If you understand my argument.
Mm-hmm. Because it's no longer built upon the mastery of completing it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, how do you differentiate the scale of two players that are a quarter of a second from each other? My argument would be to introduce them into a randomizer and see who performs better. And the distinction, at least in my camp, is generally the better player will perform better in a constructed environment within that game domain theater. And that's why I go down the route of Rogue with randomizers. Most of the games that I play have robust randomizers. Zelda games, all randomizers. Mega Man's, randomizers. Metroid, randomizers. Crystallis, Faxanadu, Guardian Legend. All top tier games that I love. They all have robust randomizers. A lot of the previous record holders shift to tournament organizers for this reason, because there's a consensus that it is a better reflection of skill as opposed to just speedrunning in context. If that makes sense.
I see what you're putting down, because
I'm
definitely more of the free form. I'm a younger speedrunner, literally, and I've only been doing it for the last 3 years.
Yeah,
and I grew up in the original philosophy that you were camper in, and now I'm in a middle ground.
Yeah,
but I believe majors like Mega Man zips are a perfect example. They're funny, and they don't take away from the core gameplay though. You don't, not the bosses. You can't. Cheese
the thing about Mega Man zips is kind of a funny thing, because the first Mega Man I played was Mega Man 1. It wasn't programmed very well. Mega Man 3 also wasn't programmed well, but for different reasons that goes beyond the scope of this conversation. But it's a janky prototype that I thoroughly enjoyed. Zipping is kind of
a funny byproduct.
It's a process within the explicit context of that environment, if you understand what I mean by that.
I enjoy both sides. I love seeing I guess it would come down to the Olympics, right? The Olympics, do you want to see them if we gave them the right food and we let them all train, who would do the best versus let's give them fucking meth and just see what happens.
Okay, I'll take the Mega Man comparison again. It's like, okay, you can play Mega Man 2 as it is with the zips. That's fine. What would my version be? I don't play with
zips. I don't got the reflexes.
Well, it's just like, it's okay, fine. It's just an argument. It's a thought process. Okay. On the other end of the equation, have you played 30XX?
No, I haven't yet.
Let me do that real quick.
But I did Gravity Circuit, so I am semi.
Let me do this. Here is 30XX on Steam, since I can pull this up and do all this fun stuff. Here's 30XX. So, short version of this. What is this? This is essentially Mega Man X if it was a roguelike. Okay? Is it a perfect recapturing of that? No. Is it closer to the ideal version of what I would think it would be as opposed to not? Yes, it is that. And it's a more genuine reflection of a player's skill within a Mega Man type game. It is a better form of it relative than the initial one, and I think it's designed for it. It has all the components needed for it, and it's not a classic, but it is an evolution of that classic in a way that fits better with the intended spiritual goals, I think. I mean, it's a fun game. I enjoy it. It's challenging. It's just that simple. I love 20XX. I love 30XX. It's just that simple.
Simple as.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's awesome. Go back to Resident Evil.
God, I hope you are ready for this, because it is so fucking funny.
Which one?
This video. People having meltdowns playing this fucking series. Just
Yeah. I mean, it's like... Okay. I'll whip back around to my original process here, okay? Glass cannons, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have an expression for people who choose to do this to themselves. Not going down the route of randomizer tournaments, which is what I'll call is fundamentals, all this. You have a person that's a glass cannon. They're essentially raking their body across glass shards to gain records doing this. I essentially look at it as a form of torture that does no good for improving fundamentals or experiencing the game as it was intended or facing the challenges as intended.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel that it's necessarily healthy or constructive. Because it's not doing these people any favors. It's not really expanding the universe. It's not elaborating on the novel elements of challenge in any ways. And we're sitting here laughing at people because they're getting upset at something where they're basically torturing themselves. And that's what this video is going to be. I already know. I mean, sure, it's funny, but it's also kind of sad and heartbreaking.
Half of the complaints that I hear are shit that I personally have been like, yeah, that's an annoying thing about this game. You're going to have to adapt. Like, that's what I find. I laugh because I have been in that position of like, man, that's fucking wild. That's crazy, right? That's some pretty spooky shit. How do you adapt to that?
Yeah. Well, I'll make another comparison here, and this is RE4. Is this RE2 or is it RE4? It's
RE2,
okay.
3, and 4.
Well, okay, and I know I'm going to split hairs with you on this, but I'm going to go with it anyway. If I was playing RE4 competitively in a tournament or anything, and we've had this conversation before, you already know I would hold back, I would build the durability on my knife, and I would use the bolter and use spot action with the other weapons as it was available. And it is a slower form, it is a more cautious form, it is a more patient form, but my failure rate would be so much lower than anything attempted in anything like this, and I wouldn't get anywhere near as frustrated.
But, Omega, there's this one problem. I also play bolter and upgrade the durability of the knife. No, I mean, like, I played separate ways the other day, and I definitely got more aggressive, right? But it always comes back to the knife is so good in that game that if you have the skill set for it, even on professional, you don't worry about... The only reason you keep the shotgun out is for the grabbers. Because admittedly, I am a little upset at how dangerous grabbing Ganados are in that game. But as you'll watch in the clip how much these people freak out versus like, yeah, we just have to accept that they operate this way now. You know what I mean?
I mean, as far as like the timing windows and stuff, I don't notice much of a difference, but I'm also a person who thinks running Metal Gear Rising in a speedrunning capacity with no upgrades is super fun, so I'm not your typical candidate for this.
Just built different.
Built different a little bit, just a wee bit.
I'm built incorrectly.
Nanomachines.
Sir, can we make a slow speed run? What?
That sounds
You're
like
the
a
kind of
skill
guy that
issue to me.
unironically would go, I think the knife is too good in RE4. Is there a way I can only operate on 8 boot knives for the whole campaign?
You know what? That sounds like an interesting idea, but I'm going to stop myself because I know it'll only get worse from here.
How about you play the video?
It's like, okay, I hope these guys aren't screaming to... Let's see, is this going to capture audio? I probably got to do another capture on it. Hang on.
I also
one
can just
sec.
play side by side because I've listened to it.
You know what? We don't need to hear this guy screaming.
Just keep it low. Keep it low. They do scream. The biggest thing is, this is one that guy that goes like, no! Also, the music sells it because it's like Morrowind.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to grab the audio on this. Just give me a second. Browser audio. I'm going to just... Browser audio. 1.
Yeah, I enjoy laughing at the people. Because, like, here's the thing. I am, what's it with? Schwarzenfagen? How the fuck do you say it?
Yeah, stepping in your own shit or whatever the expression is.
Well, laughing at
Sherry,
other
come on.
people's misery. I'm not ashamed to say I have a bit of that in my soul.
I mean, I'm a bit of a sadist too, but it's like I kind of think this is also imperfect torture as well.
Are you? What? That is the first time I've ever fucking done.
I mean, it's kind of like with Overlord and Einzelgun, you know. That's the way to do it correctly, where you exhaust the opponent and you drive them to their
Yeah.
psychological wits and you break them. Not
Run yourself into the wall.
dragging yourself over glass shards.
This man in particular is a fun one to watch. He does a lot of different speed runs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I see Nemesis, I go in my own world thinking about Nemesis Tower and the stuff we're working on too, you know? Because
Yeah.
it's like with Michael Moore, where it's like he says, watch bad movies, read bad books, because you'll be able to come up with something better and you will learn more from that as opposed to just looking at good stuff that you might be prone to copying. And I see this stuff and it's like, I can do better. I can, in fact, do better than this. I know I can do better than this. Oh, Dragon Ball. Yay! Another game I need to play on stream. Oh, bad luck right there. Yeah, shitty.
One. Like anything with water room and people freaking out, I've been there.
It's water room.
I've been there. I don't get that angry. It's water room. You accept it, but every time you see someone get mad, you're like, "Oh, buddy, I get it. I get it."
But yeah, they're an hour in and they
Oh
seem to
god,
run.
he's stuck T-posing.
Yep.
Wait, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, I
This
kind of
one's
miss
a
some of the small things like this carrier section I miss.
You're gonna laugh at this one though. This is such a fucking funny glitch.
Clipping through the ceiling, clipping through the wall. Man, it wouldn't take much to fix RE3, but we've had a whole podcast about that. Go watch it. Go watch the podcast.
I think Squid said it best. There's something inherently fucked up that Separate Ways, which is a $10 DLC to RE4, has more gameplay content than base Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, the whole we had a 2-hour conversation about this already.
I just said that's the easiest way to put a bow on it.
I just
Or
want
like-
the thing redone again as a randomizer. As Mercenaries mode, the randomizer, get rid of the single player, just get rid of it. Just get rid of the whole thing. Because the original RE3 was basically a randomizer. That's why it was good, but it goes in a rogue, like my argument, like I said.
Remember, what did you think about the acid rain for third boss in RE8?
I thought there was missed potential because I'd still like to fight him on the water.
I was hoping we get more of like a Del Lago mix.
Yeah, I kind of wanted that too. I mean, it's okay. It could have been better. I wanted an expanded doll section, which they kind of did in the Winter's DLC.
Or like this section with how fast the parasites attack. Like, I get it. They're bullshit. Those parasites are bullshit. I get it. Or this guy freaking out because Nemesis is taking the long way to do shit.
It's RNG. You're choosing to play it, dude. What do you want me to tell you?
Just look at the emotional distraught.
I mean, I don't really get super emotional when I'm running stuff, but like I said, I'm much more mechanical, I think, than some other players. I mean, there's creative elements to the technique, but it's like, it's not there.
Jesus
Oh, this
Christ.
fucking thing? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm actually getting hit on purpose before anybody's like, dude, you know you could do this.
We in RE3 again?
Dodge the enemy.
Yeah, we are.
We're in Inferno difficulty, which wasn't balanced correctly.
Are you fucking shitting
Wait, what?
me,
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, the hitboxes on those are a little janky. I will say this much in RE3's defense. A lot of the alternative areas that aren't involving Nemesis are actually pretty well done. I like the Hive section, I like the sewer section, even though it was small. I like the lab section. Okay? I like the warehouse section. I think there are set pieces in it that are very good. Okay? I think Nemesis was handled poorly. I think the Nemesis model is actually pretty good. I think the flamethrower fight is pretty good. Some of the problems they encounter with Nemesis, I didn't encounter, like getting just, gobbled by zombies in, I think, the second to last fight. It just never happened for me. We do an RE3 Classic, yeah.
Yeah, the world's most difficult game to speedrun because of the RNG nature of its puzzles.
Well, they're choosing to shoot themselves in the foot before they even start playing. I don't have any sympathy for it.
Oh, I know. That's why I laugh at it.
They're just putting a gun at their head. What do they expect is going to happen?
That's right, and now he's stuck on a fucking corpse. God, this game sucks a dick.
Be a good girl for me.
Jesus, it's going so poorly.
I mean, to bring up a point again, this is why I'm training for cross randomizer, and I think I'm retreading another argument here. And it's like, I like Resident Evil, but my instinct would be make it more like Zelda, and I think that's taboo for its own reasons. Yes?
Stay in your lane.
I know, and I agree with that. It's like, this would make a fun, but the thing is, here's the thing about that. It's like, if I wanted a more Resident Evil Zelda, what should I do? I should run
Make it.
Majora's Mask randomizer, which is what I'm doing.
Oh, I think I'll give that a whirl after I beat Blasphemous.
I mean, a couple of things about that, though. It becomes a little more involved than you would initially think, even relative to other randomizers. You're going to have to take a lot of notes and understand how to use the tracker very well, because something I'm noticing that's happening is, you know how it gives you contextual items that are... It links into the time elements of the 3-day cycle?
Mm-hmm.
It adds a layer of complexity that other randomizers don't have, because, like, you could get an item in, like, a dungeon chest that you need to retrieve, and then get that item and then go back to the town and get an item to complete something in sequence if it's a key item.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to take much better notes than you would in Ocarina of Time or Link to the Past or Awakening or anything like that. And it's something that's specific to Majora's Mask.
That no other game will have.
And I mean, the thing is I'm going through it. You can look at the run that I'm going through where I've had bottlenecks and I've figured this out as I'm going through it through iteration. I've had people come and help me with it. And when you're running it and when Vanille's running it, I'm going to be there and I'm going to probably explain some of these nuances so you can actually complete the randomizer. Because at the end of the day, I want the people to be able to at least complete a normal or an easy run on the randomizer so they can make up their mind as to whether they want to attempt to do this again. When she starts her seed up, I'm probably going to be running parallel to see how well I do, on that type of seed. I think I actually got a harder seed with the one that I picked. Because I got
Compared
the bow
to that?
super late. I got the bow at hour 18 into the randomizer. Which I think would be much normally good at under 10 hours, but it's like, the bow unlocks a lot of different things in Majora's Mask. But it's a good, rewarding experience, but I don't think I would recommend to attempt it before a person does like Super Metroid Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and then you go to Majora's Mask, because it's its own animal. I will be honest with you about that. And I guess taking a step back from this, would I rather play a Resident Evil randomizer or play Majora's Mask? And I'd probably rather play Majora's Mask because it fits better with what I want to play. That's why I'm playing it.
I'll show you the RE Classic randomizer at some point. You'll get a giggle out of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think when I was playing the RE4 remake, when you had the open areas where you had choices to go, those were some of my most exciting elements of it because it's Resident Evil, but it has kind of a Zelda Super Metroid style template, which is a design style I really like. But yeah, we'll keep going on with this. This is almost an hour of bullshit.
There's a particular guy I enjoy. All he ever says is no.
But yeah, going on the same line and talking about the glass cannon players, it's like, where do you stop with that? Do you look at the person who runs Final Fantasy 1 and they go up the stairs 256 times to complete it in 5 minutes? Do you look at the guy who's playing Super Mario World who deconstructs the programming with buffer overload so they complete the game in 8 minutes or something with Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World? Are we even playing the same game at that point?
Enjoy the theory crafting of how much you could break a game. The same way you would think of a quantum wizard breaking it.
But is it a game anymore? I mean, you're violating the rule of the magic circle, so I think it's a programming trick. I don't think you're really playing the game anymore.
You think it's more of a ROM hack at that point?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, I'll give you an example about NES Godzilla, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I held the record in that for a while, just to make it simple. And I eventually lost the record, but what they started doing is there's a process you can use to control how the other monsters move on the map. And instead of just manipulating it to gain advantage, they would manipulate it so the monsters cleared out of the way and you would just beeline past the level and there'd be no fighting.
I see your argument here.
So I look at this and I'm kind of like, no, I don't want to do this. And my result is I play Gigabash. And you want to know what? People enjoy watching me play Gigabash. Hey, Zellman, how you doing? We're talking about Resident Evil. Yeah. I mean, no one wants to see that shit.
I love the No Man. He's so fucking... So, yeah. I do genuinely feel bad for the guy who has his mental breakdown later through. He's torturing himself by doing Resident Evil 4 no hits.
Don't fucking do that shit.
Are you kidding me?
I just love hearing these people freak out. Because, like, there's so many moments I watch as a speedrunner. And like, oh, I've been there. I've been that exact scenario. I flubbed that way. I understand exactly what happened. But instead of getting angry about it, you just go, all right, we're just going to have to do it better next time.
Yeah, but, that's its own kind of thing. The experience for itself as well.
Not to mention, I'm not looking at wall skips. I'm looking at, like, oh, you fucked up your timing on hitting the helmet for the knights, which is still skill-based.
But I mean,
also,
it's like, I think the thing about this, too, just to take a quick aside here, how do you take the highly technical athletic Olympic-style players versus the highly technical analytical players? How do you have these two things compete against each other? I'm not really sure that you can. Hey, good morning, Zelda Man. Glad to have you with us. I'll be switching over to Majora probably in an hour or two, assuming I have energy. But I'm not doing anything tomorrow, so I'll probably be up late. This kind of reminds me of another game I like playing, ActRaiser for the NES, or the Super NES, or the remake, which is also excellent.
I didn't know Atkins had a razor.
You know what I mean.
I'm just giving you shit.
I mean, just to hop over since I have this up already. Talking about this right here.
Give me a second. I gotta get myself some water. Enjoy yourself.
But yeah, this is basically Zelda with a city building element. So it combines Zelda and StarCraft. So of course, I love it as a game. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy that they made a remake of it. I love running it. I will run it again. I will keep running it. I love the themes. I love the monsters. I love the story. I love the art style. Amazing game. Freaking absolutely amazing game as far as I'm concerned. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. By the same token, I like Seven Saga for different reasons. These are all design semantics, I suppose. I mean, everyone's have their tastes and preferences. I have mine. And obviously my tastes and preferences are better than other people's because they're mine. But I guess it's its own context. I guess I wait for Burke to come back, though, to do this. Now it's got me the itch to want to play ActRaiser, of course. Because that would be a thing, huh? Let's see what everyone has going on. Yeah, you know what? I could actually do that if I really wanted to, huh?
I have returned.
All right. Yeah, you got me off on a tangent thinking about ActRaiser, and I really like that game, so I got distracted for a second.
You being distracted by a tangent? Never.
Yep. Oh God. No, just various different creative, excursions that I like how people do on things. But it's like, maybe I have a certain vision for how I think games should be relative to how some people are choosing to approach these games. If that makes sense.
There's nothing wrong with having a strong opinion about that either.
And I do have that. I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, I don't think less of necessarily what they are choosing to do in this instance, but I think it is counterproductive and unhealthy relative to what it could be.
What I will agree with is that if it brings this much anguish to an individual, you should, maybe pursue something else if it doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
But that being said, I really love watching people have breakdowns. I don't know why. I think it's the Schadenfreude.
What's kind of weird about this is I do have sadistic tendencies, and I gain nothing from it because it just seems inept to me. It seems surface level and passing. It doesn't seem to have any permanency or substantiance to it.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's kind of like a person stubbing their toe against a coffee table or something with this shit.
I think the difference is...
You got people fighting monsters, shit's going to happen.
Yeah. I also just enjoy the hilarity of the situation sometimes, because you're going to notice that there's some pretty good moments where it's just like, you know what the Red Mist Valley in RE4?
No.
Dynamite Valley, the second area after you wake up with Leon and you fight all the Ganados that throw the TNT.
I mean, I would just say just shoot the TNT, but I think I'm missing the point.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, but since this is a speedrun, they're trying to avoid shooting them. You get these hilarious, impeccable throws from God.
Glass cannon bullshit. I mean, even as a GoldenEye speedrunner, it's kind of like, what do you want me to say? Okay. I have something on the tip of my tongue here, and I really, really hate to
You haven't
say
held
this.
back yet. What's stopping you now?
They are having problems speedrunning these games because the strategy they are choosing to approach the game with is a bad strategy.
No, that's what I'm laughing at. Well, of course that's not going to work every time.
They are choosing to be willfully stupid about how they're approaching this when they could be going about it in an intelligent, productive way. And it frustrates me to no end. I hate seeing it. I just absolutely hate seeing it.
If you don't wish to watch it, you don't gotta watch it. It's your
No, I'm
it's your
watching
stream.
it because it needs to be discussed. It needs to be talked about because no one's talking about it. I'm talking about it because I do have strong opinions about this.
The panic turn, always a funny.
But I mean, I'm sure. I mean, these streamers probably pull in much better numbers than I do because people enjoy watching this stuff. I tend to be the exception to the rule on this.
There's one guy when they raid someone, they're pulling 3,000 viewers out of it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's success, so it's not really, oh, you missed him.
That's painful.
I mean, that should have been a block.
If you get stuck in the reloading part of the bolt action, you don't always have enough time to pull
Why
it
is he
out.
not parrying the Gatling gun? You can do that.
Right? I did that twice on my stream.
I mean, it's like Katana Zero when you don't use the bullet time and you parry the Gatling gun. I need to get a clip of that showing people doing because it's amazing to watch. It's like you're watching. You're parrying the bullets like in the Matrix. It's awesome.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you've seen the video of the guy parrying the nuke.
Yeah, I did see that.
Like that was just so good.
Yeah. How are we doing this again? I mean, I've ran through this, like I said, not that quick. Kind of quick. It's a fun game to run, really. RE4 is a fun game to run.
RE4 is an amazing game to run on a technical, like the more technical level way, the way you would play it accurately.
Yeah.
I adore it that way. I do not like running it as a speedrunner the way they want to run it, and I think that's what I guess my complaint comes from. This is where I'm firmly in your camp. This is why I'm saying I am very firmly.
I mean, you've seen how I've attempted to speedrun RE4, and like I said, I hold no records. I have nothing here to prove my point other than the fact I've gotten through it on professional a few times in a reasonable amount of time. That's my only credit to this game. I'm a Zelda guy, I'm a Mega Man guy, I'm a Metroid guy at the end of the day. I'm a StarCraft player, RTS guy. It's fun that I can run RE because I experience something a little different that's similar to my skill set. It's different and fun for this reason because it's novel. And it's a fun game. I mean, for me, this is all just good, simple
There's
fun.
Red Mist kicking in.
I mean, they should just be having fun with this.
This guy, this is the guy I was just like...
I mean, the other thing about this that I was thinking about, and this is probably from me being an old crotchety bastard at this point, for whatever reason, but it's like I look at these people and I look at what's going on with them. It's like, are these people busting their hands open? Are they getting high blood pressure from this? Are they getting GI issues from the stress that they're going through, doing these things that's going to hurt them in 5 or 10 years from the choices
more
that they're
empathetic
making?
look at it.
I mean, it's like, here's the
I see
thing,
it
okay?
as empathetic.
I mean, let's level here. I am
There's not-
30. I'm 36. I'm going to be 37 next month, okay? And I'm still able to play at a highly competitive level with people that are 16, 17, 18, early 20s. I'm just as fast. I'm probably faster. I have better judgment. But it's also because I diet, I exercise, I take care of myself. I go to the doctors. I take care of problems when they show up. I don't eat garbage. I have something that's bothering me. I de-stress. I make it so I have a lower stress lifestyle. And I have my own issues with this, but I think about the StarCraft players in Korea that run Terran competitively, where you're 22, 23,
God,
24.
those poor bastards.
And they're getting their arms ripped open because their APM is so high, and they're having to play it so often against other high APM players that they are breaking their hands open. And this is coming from a person who can play. I can play StarCraft and sustain a 300 APM level over 4 hours. I've done this. I've done this very recently with the first 3 campaigns.
For someone who is ignorant, what does APM mean?
Actions per minute. It's how many actions that you're going through your fingers to your keyboard per minute. So, like, if I'm doing 300
So
300
that's
actions per minute.
5
so-
actions a second.
Yeah, that is 5 actions per second.
That's impressive.
Yeah, entry-level professional is about 300, which is about what I perform at, and I was performing at an entry-level professional when I was playing it professionally. Upper range is 350 to 400. The highest level, I think, is 435, is what has been recorded with, like, Flash.
That just sounds... you know what that just makes me think of? And I'm not trying to diss this profession.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounds like the Gmod collision effect on the keyboard for 4 hours straight.
I mean, you're fighting someone who can move this fast. It's like you're fighting one of the agents in the Matrix. They're moving so fucking fast.
Oh, I'm not here to diss on that or not. That's any less horrifying. My brain is just physically thinking about the keys touching the keyboard, and it just puts that like that the collision sound effect in Half-Life.
But
And
yeah,
it makes me laugh.
I mean, I think I'm going to make another point here, and again, this is kind of something as a gamer who's a little older than some, but like, you remember in the Karate Kid where it's wax on, wax off, or even the remake where it's like put your jacket on, put your jacket off with Jackie Chan? You remember that with Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah.
You know why he did that? You remember in the movie.
Fundies.
He's building up your muscles in your body and your fundamentals so your body has the muscle structure so you can perform the kung fu and karate. You're conditioning your body. But the thing is, there's a little more to it than that. It's not just like you take Kill Bill, where it's like you're hitting that wood tree and everything. It's like, yeah, you can do it that way, but you might also damage your body with that type of training. Now, with this other type of consistent medium to high intensity training, you're building up your body over a long enough period of time to where you're conditioning your body to be able to perform at that higher level, at a higher level for a longer period of time without damaging your body because it's done gradually. Okay, like I look at my hands on my body, okay? Like I said, I'm mid-30s, all right? I have physical differences in my thumbs and fingers from doing this for a period of time. If I clench my hands where my mouse is, or WASD, I have actual musculature in my hands from doing this for as long as I have.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay? And the thing is, it's like, it's kind of hard to say in context because you can get a younger guy who does this longer and everything, but they will not have the physical structure in their hands from doing this for 20, 30 years. That's something that comes with time because my physical body has changed from doing this for as long as I have. And I think part of the reason I'm able to do this at the age I'm at now is because I've done it at the correct intensity for a long enough period of time to where my body can support that now. But these people, you're blowing your hands out, you're not going to be doing this when you're in your early 30s. You're going to be doing something else because you can't do it anymore. And you're pushing people to do something like this to the point to where they are destroying their bodies to gain a little bit of clout. I think there's something ethically wrong about that if we just let it slide. I mean, this is self-harm as far as I'm concerned. I really think it is.
Looking at a more empathetic angle.
I mean, what do you think about this take? You think I'm being too extreme with it? I think there's a point with my argument. I really do.
Overall, you have a very good point. However, people are stupid and have been known to hurt themselves for hundreds of years, and it's going to continue to happen.
And thus, we have Ow My Balls on Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree with the overall mentality of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this context, these are people who. It's kind of like if the milk's already been spilt.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do with it? Do you
make
do
cheese?
You laugh at the? Yeah, exactly. So I am making cheese from the short and fried.
Fair enough.
I don't want to sweep this under the rug. I actually think it's a very touching and refreshing take. Because I come from a very mean-spirited place. Mm-hmm. My family's a very mean-spirited kind of family. And this is no shade being thrown towards them. It's just how we operated. That's how we grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very nice to hear this, like, I don't see a person having a mental anguish as like a, you're like, wow, dude, please take care of yourself. And that's super nice. That's really sweet.
You know, I'm going to reach on something
touch.
Here. I'm going to reach
Do
on something here.
Do not lose that touch. That's something I think we all can learn from.
I mean, looking at this from an angle of a sadist, okay, for the sake of a thought experiment, all right? My process goes like this. You induce torture on someone and they suffer. I just want to grab someone by the throat and say, this is terrible, you're suffering through it. I want to see you be able to be stronger so you can suffer through greater hardship because I know you're capable of that. That's what I want to see. I want to wrest the human potential out of a person, elevate them to a level they didn't think they were capable of doing. That's what I want to see with it.
That's a mighty fine job and difficult one.
Oh, I know it's a tricky thing, but that's kind of what I see through games and challenge. It's able to challenge the personality and character of a person, elevate them to a level where you can't just do with mundane common teaching. It makes them reflect on who they are and try to improve themselves, break themselves down, and make themselves stronger. That's what I see with this medium that you can't do with anything else. And I don't even know why watching this is hitting on these things in my head, but clearly I've thought about it at some level, if you know what I mean. Well, I guess we should keep going on it, right? More on my balls. But like I said, it's working for their content, for their medium, for the short term. I mean, they're just not paying attention. You still there, Burke? You drift off. Oh, maybe we lost Burke. That's gonna be redeemed. Wait for you to float back, Burke. Well, you disconnected. It's just me now. He'll probably pop back in a little bit. Keep watching the video. Yep. People not focusing, not paying attention, getting the crud kicked out of them. That's all I see. I don't want to see ads. I want to see the salt compilation. Thank you. Yeah, and how many iterations of AI do we have to go to get to that? It reminds me of how Liz was in BioShock and how innovative they thought that helper was at the time. A lot of people were very impressed with that, me included. I thought they did a real good job on it.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up right here. Boing, right off the fucking domeski.
What would I be able to block? Another 4 hours if I were to do Majora now? Maybe. I don't know if I'd make any headway. Might get a dungeon down, maybe. Something to think about, I guess.
Does duffel bag work? Does it work? Ban this shit, dude. Ban this shit. Why is this in the game?
Poor
Dude,
bastard.
I'm gonna fucking look at the fucking pace. 50, 49. Well, fuck.
I think I'm gonna call it for the night, guys. Streaming for more than 7 hours now, even though I took that long break. So we're gonna.
Oh my god, I just ate that fast. What the fuck was that? There is no fucking way.
I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna fucking go crazy. I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it, dude.
What? You're joking. You're fucking kidding me!
Don't send me back to the village. Please. The day is just not meant to be a day for runs, I guess.
Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. See you next time.
Poor dudes.
You can do this. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Oh my god! Oh!
I'm not bad this game, it's just good at trolling. Let's call it that.
Yeah, you just lost an hour and a half, buddy.
Can't be fucking serious. You cannot be serious, right?
Come on. Hit the lever, bitch. Jesus. Ashley. Hit the fucking lever, dude. What is happening? Jesus Christ, man. Like, what is she doing, dude? Dude! Press the lever!
Hello? Go? 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 Go! Go! This game is shit! Why do I even run this game? Like, why? What?
That is the worst cabin RNG I've ever seen.
I'm gonna switch over to RE4 Mercs. After watching this, I need a little bit of diffusion. It's just rough watching this. Well, now you got me really going off on tangents. How about that? Oh well. Probably should play separate ways. Not going to do that. Well, we were talking for about an hour about salty speedrunners, and it kind of got me on a weird tangent about things, Lorebot. I basically don't like watching people playing the game as unintended and essentially torturing themselves for crumbs of clout. I think it goes kind of against the spirit of the game in a lot of ways. And it's frustrated me to the point where I want to play a little bit of Mercenaries to kind of decompress. I'm not going to play separate ways yet or any of the content. I'm just going to run around and hunk and shoot stuff. You're not wrong. I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just have the instinct to do it. It's like the birds going south for the winter to Capistrano, or beavers building a dam. Ants building an anthill. I am slime and I must video game. Yeah, I'm alright. It's nothing that life normally do on things. You're just thinking about things that someone cares about and it just affects someone. There's nothing wrong with having genuine emotion on the stream. And that's all that's happening. It's just I'm dealing with something that I happen to be very passionate about, that I held very strong opinions about. And I'm talking about it.
I have returned. Because
Hello,
my internet
welcome
died.
back.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
people got concerned because I'm expressing strong opinions. It's like, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna log on Hunk and show you the right way to do it.
Oh no.
Hey Burke, you know what I'm doing?
I can guess.
Not my hunky boys. See, I'm Hunk now.
Not my hunky boys.
I don't know.
Corpse Survivor's a really good way to show off your skill level.
Yep, I love it. I think the mode's excellent. Like I said, it's one step short of a randomizer.
I actually think it's... Now here's my hot take.
It feels good.
I actually prefer really nice short content that's the same thing over and over again to show proficiency.
I mean, you're just bolting modules together in a randomizer. It's just, I mean, people like the adventure vibe. That's why you get people that are religious about Zelda, and there's a lot of people like that.
I wouldn't know any.
To be honest, it's like... No, I mean, it's like... People become evangelical about it for that reason, because it holds such sway over, like, how they like to live in a lot of ways. Okay, let's center and let's ground pound. Here we go. Let's draw forward. I mean, the game handles good. It's like playing Mega Man and how buttery smooth it is. Let's see if I can actually get a complete chain this time. I haven't been having the best of luck here lately. Come to daddy.
You played
Right here.
Wesky yet?
Nope, and I know I'm gonna love it. Yep, see? Even Zelda Man's on about it. I mean, like I said, Zelda makes a big impression on a lot of people. I mean, me included, I'm no exception to the rule. It's what got me into gaming. There we go. Down
See,
you go.
Mario 64 was my first game, but
It's a great game.
I'm not bitching at all. Like, don't get me wrong. I actually didn't like Zelda when I first grew up, but then again, I didn't like reading when I was younger, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd learned how to read using Earthbound. That's how I got to be a good reader.
Ironically, Chrono Trigger would be mine.
Snap.
It's such a satisfying snap, too.
Oh, yes.
I think the best part is it was a design oversight that you could originally kill the Bella sisters with Hunk. They didn't mean for that to happen.
But it's so appropriate and feels so good.
Because you can't do it to any of the other super bosses in the game.
You can do it to Chainsaw Man.
No, I'm saying in OG.
Mm-hmm.
In OG, you couldn't snap the neck of anything that wasn't a Ganado unit.
Come on, focus. Give me the focus. Give it to me. I want it.
Don't let me distract you.
Oh, no. Talking helps, trust me.
Oh yeah, because the muscle relaxer.
No, I want the fire in the veins, you know. I gotta have it. Give it to me. I need to feel it. Oh, damn it.
Supersonic racing.
Rusty. I hate it. But I mean, see, this one caught me off guard. I had a prompt that I missed. Am I upset about it? No, because I'm having fun, so I don't care. And I'm gonna go again, because I want to keep having fun. It's just that simple, because it's a good game.
I think it's more of, for RE4 specifically in the speedrunning, is that there's a lot of RNG element to it, and there's just something so funny about people expecting it to work that way versus like I do a lot. So when I do my like professional runs, like I'm getting down to the 3-hour mark consistently.
I mean, I'm gonna take a nasty psychological stab at this and reach probably when I shouldn't.
Yeah.
But I think some of these people have self-esteem issues, and they have something to prove, and when they're not able to do that, it confirms a lack of self-worth, which causes problems. And this speaks to a more fundamental problem
That's
that they're ignoring.
Sam. I was just looking at more of it's the same way we can handle streaming or anything else, where we put time in to project, and we don't see a result, or we get hit with wall. Or here's a great one. You ever do a boss fight like super clean your first time through, and then at the last second you have a little fumble or whatever, or like you just didn't know enough of the boss fight, like oh, it'll be a relatively chill second fight and it gets harder and harder for some reason, and that kind of can be frustrating. I can get that.
I mean, I will counter that argument right now by saying this. It's like, yes, I want to demonstrate my mastery over the boss and show that I'm good at killing the boss, but at the same time, I'm more captivated by the concept that the boss has a level of depth I hadn't experienced until I encountered it under those conditions. And that depth speaks to a type of mysticism that I remember encountering in my early NES games. It speaks to the fantasy and the ideal of what you would want to experience in a fantasy adventure. It's just like this. The chainsaw guy got me. I'm glad that they're still able to get me and I'm not past him, because that would be a shame.
The gripe with the new RE4 chainsaw is that the death is very long.
Minor gripe.
Like I said, it's not a real gripe. But it is one of like, hey, I know I didn't do it. Can I make it that like quick 2-second death animation again? That was nice.
I mean, you have that problem with ActRaiser too, where it's like you're not able to skip as fast as you can in the remake, so it runs slower, which is an unfortunate thing, but it can probably be redone. You know, difference in kind. Come on. Come on. There we go. These guys aren't folding in correctly. Frustrating, but again, it doesn't matter too much.
Again, that's where I laugh, where I'm like, oh, I know exactly what happened. I'm so sorry.
But like I said, I'm trying to get my 150 string combo, which is kind of what just counts here. That's what I'm going for. And if I can't get it, I'll just try and complete it, because it's all skill at the end of the day.
I'm apparently I never actually S-ranked with Krauser on any level but 3, so I'm going back and doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I wiped out Krauser because it's my blades, it's my dance, it's my blade dance. It's my Metal Gear Rising, baby. Come on. Yeah, and you can crush the cow guys too.
I'm saying what was meant to be an unintentional thing in the first game, when they did in a remake, they just made it straight up a thing that you can do to everyone and everything, and I think that's amazing.
I mean, counterpoint, Final Fantasy VI, they sure as hell didn't intend you to be able to suplex a train, but here we are, and it's myth and legend now, baby.
The greatest.
The greatest suplex. Come on. Gonna be ammo down, so it's gonna get spicy. Boom!
I do also miss that the remake doesn't have, and I understand that it's kind of hard to gear it well, because it wasn't geared very well in the original, and the reason it became good was because of a funny error on the HD remake. Incendiary grenades.
Are there incendies in this?
In the remake? No. They're completely gone. In OG there were, though.
Why'd they remove them? Or it's just
I think it's because
unnecessary?
they just didn't understand how to play with them properly.
It didn't add anything?
Well, incendiary grenades are in a very awkward middle spot in terms of OG use in the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
They did do damage, and they were instant, like flashbangs, but they didn't, you know, insta-kill the, They didn't insta-kill the parasites like the flashbang did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a weaker grenade than hand grenade.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of this awkward position, and the reason incendiary grenades got so well was they worked on frame data. So when it got booted over to the HD port, right, and it operates at 60 frames per second, well, suddenly the flame grenade does double the damage.
I mean, the idea of area denial is pretty appealing with incendiary grenades, kind of like what we were just doing in Payday 2.
Yeah, but it can, that same effect can be done with the flash grenade.
Yeah.
Essentially, it stalls the enemy the same way, or it stalls the enemy in some way. But it is a shame because I do miss them, and I was hoping there'd be more enemies that you could use. Kind of like in old school RE, where different grenade types for different situations. How's your run going?
Pretty good so far.
What's your combo at right now?
102.
I'm just about to break 75.
I got the sisters on me right now. Going pretty good. I'm hoping to close. I'd love to do it if I could.
You got it. I know you do. Remember, Hunk gets a lot of grenades. Don't be shy.
Yeah, you're right about that. Oof. Come on, baby. Give it to me.
It's not just super mode. You got the best spammable insta-kill move in the game.
Yeah, I'm trying to counter lever and get my space up. Come on. Come on, come on.
Come on, Slam.
Come on and slam.
And take it to the jail.
Okay, come on.
God, I had such a fucking panic moment. I was using the knife near a field drum, and my brain thought, oh no, I'm gonna hit the field drum, it's gonna kill me.
Alright, we're rolling.
Oh, Nelly. That was too close.
That just gotta close now.
Guess who used Krauser's teleport move to get out of a TNT blast?
Oh, sweet.
Oh god, no! I don't know where they are, and that's what scares me!
Come on. That's how it's done. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Still
I'm
got
at
it.
107 combo right now.
New record, too. 1,277,000.
That's a little too close for comfort there, Bosh. How about you fuck off? I need
want
help.
more. I must have more.
Game, I appreciate the ammo. Where health?
Oh, do I want to do docs? Not yet. I don't want to do it yet. Should I do it with Leon or should I do Hunk again?
Have you played with the new Leon costume?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm holding on it
Very
because I want to do
satisfying.
it one chunk. Oh, I bet it is. Pinstripe, right? With the Tommy gun?
Yeah, and you get a... Oh, son of a bitch.
Did they get you?
I wasn't getting any health drops that entire run, so eventually it did catch up to me.
Ooh.
I mean, I still got an S+. I ranked at 128 combo, no drop.
It's hard. You know, Mercenaries is hard.
It's hard when you're not getting any any health drops. Like, when I play Luis, it always gives me an herb when I'm at red. I don't know what it is.
See if we can do it on Leon. Leon has inventory problems.
Yeah, did you notice Leon has a sniper rifle now? That wasn't there before.
Oh, did they swap him around?
Do you see this? He has a sniper rifle now.
Let me see. I thought he always had a stinger.
Maybe I don't remember it.
No, he always had a stinger.
You know what? I know what it is. My memory of old school mercenaries is so strong. I just remember
The timelines
Blacktail
are
and
converging,
Riot Gun.
Burke.
Huh?
Converging. The timelines
No,
are
it's just
merging.
it's just a Mandela effect. It's not that fucking weird.
Berenstein.
I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off. Also, I am proud to say that Pinstripe Leon currently holds my point record in Village at a clean 1,480,000 points. And 200.
Spicy.
Oh, it was a fucking good run.
That's a spicy meatball.
Muy caliente.
Ooh, yes.
There's a guy that Wesker that had like 1.6 million points, and I'm like, how the
Ooh.
fuck did you get that other 150?
Doing something right.
I don't usually get spiteful, but it's like the guys that used to get 300k in old school mercs. Like, I could break the 200k. I've done that before. I've even done a 250. By the way, these are all flawless combos.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you getting that other 50 to 75k from?
He got it from the vending machine.
I'm jealous.
Alright, setup's almost complete. I'd love to close this with Leon, but who knows? It's anyone's game right now. Anything can happen.
I know you meant to say that correctly, but in my brain I heard an auto-translate error.
Oops.
Anything could happen.
Ow, punch.
And I think it's because I've been watching Gravity Falls too much again recently. Not a bad thing.
Get him. Boom.
But you know how you need like your kind of your wind down for the day material? I've been watching Gravity Falls while reading books.
Yeah, I gotta do the kick combo with Leon to get it to work right. Can't do it any other way.
What kick combo for the gun?
You gotta hit him in the head and use the roundhouse. That's the only way you can get enough ammo to kill everything. You
That's
gotta get that tempo down.
Which is funny because that's just the old school way of handling Resident Evil in general. At least RE4 wise. Go for headshot, melee. Headshot, melee. Call them a punk ass bitch, melee.
Yeah, I'm learning to float my mouse for accuracy, which I kind of like. Come on.
You can parry fucking catapults with Wesker's hands.
I love it.
I don't know how to react to this information, but it's glorious.
Ugh. Cowman's making a showing. Ah, gotcha. Move.
And Wesker's low sweep kick kind of fucks.
Oof.
God.
Come on. get a heal off.
I'm finally living my dreams of fist fighting a Gyarados to death. So the way they've been animating Wesker in this game, he's using his Code Veronica moveset in After Effects, which I'm really hoping is a little hint from Capcom.
Oh, you know, they've been wanting to remake Code Veronica, though. You know this.
I don't know if they wanted to remake Code Veronica. It's more of a risk than others. That game, if you've actually ever played it, is kind of a... Like, I love Code Veronica. So many of the shit that you saw in the Resident Evil like live-action films are heavily inspired by Code Veronica's choreography. But the truth is, as a game, very interesting beast.
Well, they're going to redo that like they did RE4. You know this. You know this. They're going to retool the fundamentals and make it good. Or maybe you're just thinking, that's a false hope. That's bullshit.
No. They're going to get to it eventually. It's just more of nervousness about how it is handled. If that makes any sense. Because I guess it's more of how the hell do you salvage Steve, if you know anything about Steve.
I mean, I actually don't know Code Veronica that well.
Not a lot of people do. It's not the operating game, but it is... It's officially the last old school Resident Evil style in the mainline series. And it had a lot of goofy characters, and it had a lot of boss enemies that were like, oh, what if it attacked off the screen? Because that would be a new concept. And anyone with 2 brain cells would, wait, it's an enemy you can't even see what it's doing to attack you? That seems a little, I don't know, a little unfair. And my god, it was unfair. Because these were enemies that could hit you like 0 to death off screen in rooms that you knew would be there, and then they could just hit you.
Move. Good.
At 107, baby.
Come on. Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got.
That was nice of the village elder to teleport directly in front of my magnum bullet. Very considerate of you.
I love the shotgun with the Uber. So good.
I don't know why that reminded me so much of the Power Glove line.
Come on.
They draws the bees. Dalesill. Oh my god, a heavy grenade can kill a single slicey boy? That's nuts. That changes so much about I know about this game.
Come on. Close it. Close it. 120 on Leon. Let's go.
150, 11 minutes on the counter with Wesker.
Love it. So good.
Holy shit. Alright. I know how they did the 1.6 mil.
Find something?
No, because I got it.
Haha, there you go, attaboy.
1,635,670 points. So apparently, if you get S+ rank on every character in Mercenaries, all 8 of them, you can actually get the RPD outfit from Resident Evil 2 for Leon for campaign.
Oh man, woo!
Not a
Looking
bad
me over.
reward for having some fun. Oh, you feeling it in your blood?
Oh, I'm getting it because I'm close. I'm almost gonna close it out over here. Come on. I'm down to the rifle, so you know it's getting serious. Oh, I broke my combo. Oh well. I was close. I was at 140. Disappointing. Well, gotta see it through. Cleared him, but I broke the combo. Only 850,000 about. Oof. Hey, Zephyr, how you doing? We got off on an RE tangent. Oh, no, wait. 1,305,000. Actually, a new record. Never mind me.
How much?
1,305,000.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's better than my actual 150 combos with Leon.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm
because
gonna try
usually
and
my
get
combos
150.
are sacrificing time.
Yeah, I know. No, when I get it, I want to do it one whirlwind from stop to finish like a quicksilver flowing river. Very important. I want to get into my Zen mode. Ooh, I'm sweating though. I love it. I'm supposed to be doing Zelda Randomizer. What the hell happened? Burke? What happened?
Well, you hit random and you got something different. You just hit randomizer.
Yeah. It's like Zelda with Leon Kennedy.
If you think about it, Leon is a kind of a twink.
Yep.
According to the internet, Link's a twink. I mean,
Yeah, it's
It's
all
like
it's
this-
all the same thing basically.
do yourself a favor and try out Wesker, though. I beg of you.
Oh, I know. I'm holding off on it. I want to do it in one stream so I can experience it in its totality.
Are you checking out the docks at least? The new level?
Nope, not yet. I'm gonna do it in
I
one
see.
shot. I'm only doing a classic RE remake. Yeah, that's a thing. Oof.
Oh god.
Ooh, region break. Love it. Just got blood. Am I doing mercenaries again? What are you doing, you crazy bastard?
Reba asshole.
It's a real word, apparently.
It was a Reba SO, but you know.
Mhm.
And it's something akin to like think fast.
Oh. Alright, rock and roll time. Let's get the Quicksilver going. Knife in the neck.
Gentlemen, I'm just trying to reload. Stop making me perfect knife parry everything.
It's MGR all over again. Oh no. Cowman. Whoa. But yeah, that actually is kind of cool that you can drop your combo and still break a complete combo. I always thought that it was impossible to break it if you drop it, but...
I will tell you one thing I do that probably fucks me over more. I never collect any of the time on the map.
Oh yeah, that's gonna fuck you over big time. If you don't saturate, you have no chance.
It's just because I find such a good natural area to fight in. So I'm probably losing out on 2 to 3 minutes worth of extra time, which at 1,000 points a second, that's not insignificant.
I mean, you see how I do. I do my Batman setup and then I go hog wild. And I prefer it that way.
Partly because my brain is thinking, oh, by taking that extra time to look around, you know, you're actually losing out on what you need to do.
Yeah.
I think that it comes from a cautious way of playing Mercenaries from RE8, where until I know the exact route to kill everything, I'd rather just keep it in a centralized area, because the enemies can't possibly fuck over your spawn rate if you're always in the same spot.
I could understand that. But yeah, I mean, you know my tempo when it comes to combat. Come on. Focus. And how I kind of heat up the longer I fight.
Play some Guilty Gear with me then, damn it.
Working up to it.
At least we got Idle Fighter, so you can play that with me. That one you don't gotta spend money on.
It's just money. Come on, chuck it. Chuck that grenade.
Chuck that grenade.
Yeah! Damn it, dropped it again. Oh well.
Sometimes you don't. It's so weird to think we expect the 150 combo now, because like I remember in old school Resident Evil 4, 5, even 6, getting a 150 combo is a motherfucking nightmare.
Well, it still is. It's still hard in its own right. It's just more possible.
Oh yeah, I'm saying it's more consistent.
But yeah, the thing I hate about this is like when I drop the combo, it's like, oh, this is a practice match now. It takes the excitement away from it. Yeah, Twitch doesn't want to switch the game category, so I just kind of gave up on fighting it tonight. And I've been switching around to a billion different games, and I just want to stream on Twitch. I don't give a shit. That's Twitch's problem, not mine. The VODs are going to be fixed on the YouTube. This is about games. I'm not going to get caught up on semantics. I want to become one with the game.
I wish to throw hands.
Yep. You know, it meant something at one point, but along the lines, I just stopped giving a fuck. And I think it's better that way. Ah, missed it. Damn it.
Tonight on Why I Shouldn't Be Alive.
134 and down I go like a sack of potatoes. Let's fire up Krauser. So it'd be like sometimes, boys. Give you the knife.
You call that a knife?
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
A knife to meet you.
Knife to meet you. Let's see, where are we? Oh yeah, Krauser, baby. Easily my favorite character.
You might like him still even over Wesker.
Maybe. I mean, it's the blade. It's the sword stuff.
I mean, you also get to do way more cool maneuverability stuff with Krauser. He has a lot more dodges built into that knife kit. What makes Wesker, like, fun and terrifying is that headshots always guarantee stun. And then you can teleport to them. Because Wesker's quick enough to basically teleport to where the enemy is. And anything along the line that you hit along doing it is probably going to die too.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. It's like, oh, I could be playing separate ways right now. Something constructive, and I'm playing mercenaries.
No. Constructive isn't good for the soul. Or rather, isn't always good for the soul.
You're probably right. Sometimes it just needs to happen.
We had this argument, well, not the argument, discussion the other day. There's nothing wrong with enjoying arcade gameplay. And Mercenaries, in all intents and purposes, is a really fun arcade-style version of the game you paid money for.
It's easier to reach the flow state with this, that's why. It doesn't take as long, it's easier to get to it.
Has that silver padded in, get on with it mentality. You can deflect anything with Wesker. It is delightful.
Yeah, in this mode, I'm the monster. Oh, yeah. Come on, healing time.
Ooh.
Mayhem mode, let's go.
Aww. I finally found something Wesker can't parry.
Oh, how sad.
It's his head being bitten off by that one big Plagas.
There had to be one, right?
Because, you know, you're like, well, how far can I push this limit? How far can this extreme idea go? Whoa. Alright, I guess I found out. We have done the scientific method. We have fucked around. And by God, did we find out.
Oh, I got grenaded at 68 on Krauser. Let's try that again.
You didn't even make it to 69?
Yeah, well. I know, what a shame, right?
It's not very nice of them to do that.
Game cockblocked me, Burke.
You were denied internet funny numbers.
How dare them do this bullshit.
69, that's like the drug number, right?
Something like that.
For fuck's sake. Boys, come on. Oh, thank God. Thank you.
It's 3 a.m. stupid bullshit happy hour, boys. Why are you doing mercenaries on Krauser at 3 a.m.? Because it's awesome, that's why. No, because it's awesome.
I'm lost to the sauce.
Because I am in full control and this is a willful decision. It is 3 a.m. and Slime is assuming direct control. Yes. No gods or kings, only man.
Your Scooby-Doo grabbing hands out of here.
Yeah, this started with a speedrunning Salt video. Look what happened. It ended in violence. Could it really have ended any other way? It's silly Krauser time.
I found another thing he can't parry.
God, are you just pressing the limits on this now?
I wanted to see if you could do the Yakuza thing where you could deflect the rocket. You could.
I know he could in the other versions.
If Kiro Kazuma could deflect it, no, with his hand, or like he at least do the catch thing from RE5, but I guess it makes sense. finally ever caught the damn thing, never deflected it. He's not tyrant cool. Boys, come on. I go funny, wacky, wahoo, sailor man, and you decide, oh yes, this is the time when I should not come out to play. Cowards.
Remember, if you take more than 7 minutes, you're losing points.
I'm trying to not make it 7 minutes, but they keep running away. Ooh, hi there.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna drop the combo, though. You know what? I don't care. I have become one with the mayhem. It no longer matters.
It's all irrelevant now.
I used to be chasing numbers, now I chase perfected flow of form.
Batman Arkham Asylum player.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna get a heal off? Come on, heal? Yes.
Didn't realize there was an upper area to this map.
Oh, well, I guess you know now.
I keep dropping my combo on Island with Wesker for a minute, so I'm just taking a look around and being like, what else is here?
Why are we here? Just to suffer?
Every night I can feel my combo. The runs I've lost. I can still feel the frames. My saves. I'm gonna make him give us back
sweet.
those frames.
Double kill on Blade Sisters.
Oh, hell yeah.
One swing, 2 heads, love it. Oh, baby.
Was that with souped up arms, or did you beat him
Yep.
with a knife
No,
proper?
it was super souped arms. I don't care.
I was just curious because I love doing the bulldozers, I call it, with him. Where you just get to, or I call it Krauser's Isekai service.
Mm-hmm. Crowdozer. Yeah. I mean, I have stun grenades, but it's like I'm enjoying the flow so much I almost don't want to use them. There we go, down we go. Look at all that ammo I'm not using.
I do feel that way with Wesker and Krauser is. Oh, that's a lot of cool ammo. Too bad I don't need it.
Oh, man. Chainsaw Sister got me in the back. I got one more round for Krauser in me. One more round for Krauser.
Like Luis the best out of the OGs.
I don't care for Luis. I'll be honest.
Well, you're not a long distance player like me, or you like the explosives.
Yep. I mean, I can
Because the
see why it'd
explosives
be
are
fun.
really busted, by the way.
Oh, I know they're busted.
There's something really funny about going, I don't feel like dealing with this. Can you leave?
Yeah, I'm really getting into it. I'm drenched. I am building up such a sweat doing this. Oh no, I guess I'm just in the zone right now or something.
To go to arcades, right?
No, it's just like watching all those people suffering in that poor video unlock some type of primal urge inside of me. Burke,
have
what have
fun.
you done?
I thought I was going to see a primal urge just to have fun.
Maybe, yeah. It's like, what's wrong with you people suffering this bad over something so fun? How could you make something so fun so miserable for yourself? It's disgusting.
Oh, fuck, I can't believe you done this. Like level of Charlie.
Yep. Hold off as long as we can. Yeah, it's like even Kraus has the TMP. It's like, why? Why does he have a gun?
Holy shit. That might be my best run I've had yet. 15-minute clear time.
You know what I should do, Burke, now that I'm thinking about it?
Yeah?
I should mod this game so I can play as Krauser and reskin him to be Raiden and just go through it.
1.885 mil.
Sweet.
Oh, and 10 points if that matters.
Ooh, that 10 points though.
When you flex that you got the save score for me, yes, but did you have 10 extra points?
Those 10 points make all the difference, don't you know?
Yep, it's official. The Wesker supremacy is across the board.
Well, they gave people a busted character so you can have the fun.
I know.
You can have the fun with the zombie game.
I'm just saying, Hunk used to. It's kind of funny looking at my scoreboards, right? Because Leon's a little all over the place. Like some maps he's really good in, but I feel like Village, I struggle with him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Island and Castle, like I can get some things, but like Hunk has consistently always been in the 1.125 mil category at every level. And I wonder why that is. Speaking of your randomizer, you might appreciate Doc.
Doc?
The new level.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I'm going to tell you this, it's going to feel more like a randomizer compared to every other one.
Wonderful. Paradise on Earth as far as I'm concerned.
I didn't notice it, but they act last time, but it's the same music from when you play Fourth Survivor.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I think the other thing that frustrated me about Payday 2 today is I couldn't reach the complete flow state like I like to do.
That is a game about stop going, sprint, stop going, sprint, sprint. Oh god, backtrap, quarter flip, jump. You also didn't get to do your designated role, which I'm sorry.
What was my designated role? Tank?
You wanted the tank. If I had it my way, I normally do sniper medic.
Yeah. I mean, I could have set up for skirmisher too, but you know, I didn't.
I kind of had to treat it like an old a round of ultra kill, actually. Strangely enough,
Nothing wrong with ultra kill.
there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it's an unusual play shift.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're gonna get that with me. You know, I don't always run traditional on things. I mean, I do, but I don't. It's an older type of traditional. It's the new cool that's the old cool. 69, nice.
I think you might get a funny giggle out of this. Andy confessed to me he wasn't a fan of ultra kill. He thought it was overrated, which I'm like, you know, that's not a controversial opinion. I also don't know what to make sure feel the guy why. Well, he made a butt plug support for his game. What, do you know his fans? Like, that was strictly a funny joke for the community. Though admittedly, it was funny that my partner was like, maybe I am interested in playing your game.
Oh god.
There's nothing more terrifying than the blind enemy being stuck on a rafter above you and he can't find his way down. You don't know when he's gonna come down. This is a new level of horror I wasn't ready for today.
Oh god. Zareth, hello. You've got me in the middle of some mayhem. I know, when am I not in the middle of some mayhem, right? Glad to have you, buddy. Twin sisters? Alright, I got your twin sisters right here. No funny combo, but they're dead. One last heal. He does chunk the health out, I will admit that much.
He
Slime
takes
peek. You're getting that slime peek after this round. Man, am I gonna lose it? Yep, I'm gonna lose it. I exploded. Oh, I just can't close it on Krauser. God damn it.
This is sustainability.
Ah! Slime is now peeking. Now there's a big goddamn wiggly slime on the screen. You're gonna keep going. Oh wait, that's wrong. Huh. What's going on here?
Oh my god.
Womp. There we go. I fixed that. Perfected wiggly slime. Gigantic head pats. Oh, no. I'm getting crushed. I'm still going. What's wrong with me?
You're just having fun.
And the worst thing about it is on Krauser, so I'm trying to master the dodge. I should be doing Majora's Mask randomizer. That's what I want to do all day, and I'm doing this instead.
I'm a bad influence.
No, it's fine. I needed a breather.
Oh god.
Sometimes I wish they queued up the dodges a little differently than they did. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense that you take more damage in melee. I need a little more healing than what I got. Monkey.
You gotta understand, I went for a really big, risky maneuver. And it didn't work, but I managed to recover out of it.
Just as well.
I tried to kill a chainsaw man with an egg.
Oh, yeah?
And, well, let's just say, it didn't initially work, right? But I managed to use a melee frame animation to get myself out of it.
Oh my god.
So, yeah. I dropped the combo, but because my time was so good, I still managed to come out at 1.5 mil with Hunk.
Excellent. Sublime.
Sublime. Eat a dick, Wesker.
Who's in the mood for a little mayhem? Some shenanigans with you, if you would. A wee bit of tomfoolery.
I remember why I was sad about the lack of incendiary grenades. In Mercenaries mode, Krauser got flashbangs, Hunk got regular grenades, right? And Ada got incendiary grenades for their kit. In the exchange for not having a first aid spray like Leon would.
Mm-hmm.
And Wesker had a little bit of everything because he was supposed to be the broken character. So it just feels weird not seeing grenades.
Gotta remember to breathe, it's important.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I guess you're right.
Getting better with my dodge. It ain't perfect, but it's getting juicy.
Are you more of a backdasher or a side dasher? I like using the side dash more. Feels more controllable.
I feel backdashy a little more. Oh, there it went. I mean, you know how I like to dart in and out of combat when I'm fighting, so anytime I can spice that up, it's good for me. And it's also very flashy. I mean, side dash is also faster, though, so...
That's what I'm saying. I think there's better control with side dash.
I think the spacing is a little bit better with the back dash, though, but I could be wrong very easily. Of course, it's just me on Link fighting Redeads as far as I'm concerned in my own mind. I'm gonna love playing through Ocarina of Time with the Unreal 5 remake they got coming.
Assuming
that one
Nintendo
that I
doesn't
listed?
kill it.
Ah, who cares? It's like the PC port of Tears of the Kingdom. Damn grenades.
My goodness gracious.
Not my first choice, but it's a choice that we're making. Paying for it. Is that a chainsaw maniac I see?
Omega, I have regret to inform you that zombies may have ate my neighbors.
Another game we need to co-op. I bet we could actually beat that thing legit too, knowing you. Which is no easy feat. Something like 58 levels.
Down? You know me.
Oh, I know you. But yeah, it's one of those games that gets real addictive too.
I enjoy funny, goofy ways to beat a game, or like, yeah, if you do this one thing, it just breaks the game, and I'm like, oh, that's funny and like really clever, right? That we can figure that out as a unintentional consequence of a game, right? But at the end of the day, I'd rather throw my face through a brick wall trying to beat it.
God damn it!
It all comes from the fact that I got one video game every time we went to, you know, the rental store, and I was gonna beat that game no matter what. That's where it stems from. Boys, let me out of the cave, please. I'm just a small town girl trying to get some time.
Gimme, gimme, gimme! Oh, it's not giving it to me. You sucker. There we go. We got a chance, boys. I don't want to blow it. Broke it, but I don't care. I'm gonna complete it. Rambo finish, yeah! Oh, wait, we got one more? Where are you? Where's the one guy? Ah! It's not a complete combo, but I survived to the end.
Scooby-Doo, motherfucker.
New record, though. Almost hit 1,400, or
Are you
1,004,000.
nice?
Close.
That was jump scare. I looked to my right, and the head parasite, the insta kill one, was right next to me, just like hi.
Okay, so what's the position I'm in here? Separate Ways is going to be 4 to 6 hours. Majora's Mask, I could do 4 hours of that, maybe. I could go back to React Andy, complain about these people again.
I mean, I can help you with that, Doctor.
Oh,
Oh, if you need more people to bounce off.
yeah, I broke my combo at 125. Almost had it complete. Almost. New record for Village, actually, with that.
God.
What?
Jesus Christ. I've never seen the Bull Rush man do that kind of move to beat me before. That's hilarious.
You know what? I got an idea.
It's
here what
Dunlock
I could
comboed
do.
me to death with a kicking animation. That was hilarious. The one with the chain gun, because I've been doing Island with Ada. It's S. It's good enough for now. That will complete the... I want to see what this fourth outfit is.
Oh, you're not streaming it?
Now, why would I do that?
I was gonna tune over and react to your stream. Steal your content.
I mean, if you want, I can stream it. Give me a second. That'll take like 2 seconds to set up.
Oh, I can't move my guy around.
That takes a little... I think I was streaming Blasphemous last.
I
I was streaming separate ways the other day. Like, no.
It's been a while.
Oh, wait, it auto-captured it. Fuck it. We ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop this for right now.
No frills. It's up.
Are you streaming?
It just started. Let me just get VTube Studio up.
That's browser. What else we got? Windows browser capture. Yeah, we'll turn that back on. Boop.
Open up my stream, bitch.
Yep.
Not
There
you.
you are.
I'm talking to my fucking... My chat window's not up.
Look, it's Burke. We're reacting to him.
Hold on,
What the hell am I looking at?
the pause screen on I'm on dock. Do you want to be spoiled or not?
Oh no, it's only experiencing it, not watching other people experience it. Don't worry.
Ow, just goofy bitch. Look at me. There we go.
Enjoy your lurks, Eric.
Okay.
There you are.
All right.
Do your thing. Ooh, look, crates everywhere. Boop. Gotta mute you so I don't have super echo. Yeah, I had some kind of plan when I was streaming. It just went completely haywire after some point. I still may do the damn randomizer tonight. I've been on this for 7 hours already.
Guess who
looks
makes
like a
their
really nice map.
return?
Oh, we got some new boys in here. I guess Ada probably handles pretty good though, huh?
Oh yeah. And her mayhem
Yes,
mode
I did,
is...
Lorebot. Yes, I did.
You know how there used to be host on Twitch?
Mm-hmm.
What if that's just the new way of doing what we're doing right now?
Yup. You know what? That might actually be a good idea because that's a Metroid platformer and I could probably stock something in 4 hours and that would put me at 8, 9, 10, 11. I probably shouldn't
Alright.
go 11 hours, but...
So, I'm proud to say, as a old school RE fan, it is with great pleasure to re-debut Super Dr. Salvador. Look at him. Isn't he a terror?
Yes. Oh yeah, huh? They souped him up, huh?
He's got a double chainsaw and everything.
Double chainsaw. He has double chainsaw.
Yeah, like a double V-neck guitar. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you know what, Lorebot? I think I'll do 2 hours of that. I don't know if I'm going to go anywhere with it, but we'll do 2 hours of it because I can't make up my mind on what I want to do.
shotgun is really nice.
Yeah, I think I've reached the point to where I've gotten very comfortable on stream, and I'm less concerned about
The views.
what I present as opposed to just what I'm doing. I've gone into Gomitan territory.
That's what makes it so fun to watch, though.
I have become unhinged internet slime. It was doomed to happen eventually.
Can't stay in the circus without going insane.
Yeah.
So there is one thing I will admit, Separate Ways campaign has ruined me for.
Mm.
Oh god, hold on. Oh, of course you turn around the right way. Alright, big boy.
Yeah, I know that, Moose. It's just when you're a content creator, you're trying to give people good value for their time, and it's sorting your way out, especially when you start trying to do this stuff. And it's a process that can take between months and years to really get a solid touchstone on. Because it's kind of a cross section between what you value yourself as a person to present to other people and what other people find merit in and what you're trying to construct.
There
you
is
have
that,
to
like...
ask a lot of internal questions.
We
And
remember that that
Mhm.
awkward as fuck Discord call, that conversation we were in
Mm-hmm.
for a specific server,
Yep.
when it was like we need to put on a good show. We're streamers. It was like, but what about the show for us?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's about unhinged creative weirdness that just happens. That's kind of like, oh, this is different. That's really what people show up for. I mean, it's kind of like tonight talking about the game stuff and people getting themselves busted up. I'm normally pretty stoic when I'm streaming, better for worse. So for me to kind of come out and have like a strong emotion about something is different. And have like opinions.
Opinion, but you're slime.
I am slime, yes. Slime has opinions, especially when you're on the internet.
That's a crime. I'm telling
I appreciate
Mom.
that, Moose. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, popular
God.
streamers, it tends to get... Oh, did you get conked? Yep.
No, barely. Inked it out.
Yeah, but what is it? I mean, it gets homogenized. It's a problem.
Boy, show me your face.
Show me your war face! Ugh!
You with a rocket launcher.
Hoorah.
I hear the bugs. Oh,
I'm gonna flip my slime upside down so you're not obscured.
I am taking maybe too radical of motions to get out of trouble here.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Well, I bombed myself twice already.
Now I am gremlin slime. I'm watching what you're doing from the corner.
Not remotely creepy.
Yeah.
I don't feel safe.
You
Super Salvador, where you at, homie? I don't want to play this game with you.
So not groovy.
I hear him. And that makes me scared.
Yep. Ceiling slime is watching you, Merc Burk. That rhymes.
Ooh.
Yeah, the thing that gets me about this is the people who are watching my YouTube content, of which I do have a small audience of people that are doing that now. They're going to see this and wonder what the hell happened.
Oh my god. I tried to shoot the rocket. But yeah, this is
Oh,
Pier.
You
Piers
ate
is.
that rocket. Jesus.
I mean, it's still an S rank. I'll take it.
I think I'm gonna watch one more round, then I'm gonna relieve
No, I wanted
myself.
to. I just unlocked the new outfit with it.
Oh, good.
Ada dress, the old RE. Why do you get a rocket launcher?
Oh, it's the classic Kalpung dress.
I
Chinese dress.
It's her old out. It's actually her old layout, actually. But yeah, this is Docs. Docs is fucking nuts. Because you have to keep constant awareness of the airborne enemies.
Well, someone listen to me complaining we need more roguelike in the RE4. Where's the crate level with the Valdugo? Is Valdugo on this stage?
No.
Missed opportunity.
The Vertigo?
Yeah. Where is he?
He's
Patch
in
him
separate
in.
ways.
Mod him in.
He's in separate ways.
Oh, he's the main boss. Mod him in.
It's literally the first enemy you fight in the fucking game, in the campaign.
Oh, that's good. I knew they were going to do something with it. A little bit of noise. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that muted. Yeah, separate ways would be 4 to 6 hours. That's not going to work. I wouldn't mind breaking this Abyss game into a couple chunks, too, to get it done. Of course, it's a Metroidvania, so I'm probably going to blow through it. It's a melee Metroidvania, which I'm particularly adept at. You know, it's like the Infernax with sword.
Where's my big boy at? Where's that hunky boy? Alright, panic attack over.
Oh, yeah, I know. I remember liking it. Like I said, something bad happened to make me stop playing a game I was enjoying that much. I mean, it's like Faxanadu, it's like Infernax, and I love both those games. Like Castlevania, Circle of the Moon, another thing I need to make a challenge to run through. I will say this much about running the Majora's Mask randomizer. I have more respect for Bats after attempting to run it with as much as she does it.
Oh, it's hard.
I mean, I think it gets easier after you do it enough, but that initial breach is like, it's like Dwarf Fortress.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, don't ever bring that game up to me again.
I mean, right now I got a backlot of stuff that people want me to do, and I got my campaigns that I got to complete, like I said.
Thick.
I'm going to have to flash the stream to get the label right, too. I got to do a couple things. Yeah, it's over 7. Yeah, I'm going to...
There we go.
You keep killing stuff, Brooke. I'm going to pee real quick and get set up for this.
Oh, you do your thing. I'm literally
Give
just
me a
gaming.
second. All right, keep my viewers occupied. Free content.
You're welcome, bitch.
React Any Meta, let's go!
Oh, God. Jesus Christ, boys. I know you want to show a girl a good time, but this is not what I had in mind. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought about refilling my coffee, and I decided I needed to be able to sleep at some point, so I'm not doing
No, you
that.
You look at
Alright.
this, and you tell me you need sleep.
Yeah. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. Let me pull up some other things over here. And I'm gonna probably leave you in the reacting thing. It's gonna... I don't care. You're stuck here, Burke.
I've accepted this fate a long time ago.
Brain, what we're doing. I gotta go to the meta page. Okay, yep, it's me reacting to you. Now it's gonna be me reacting to you. I'm gonna capture my screen of capturing you. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna
Get me out of here!
Exception.
Let me out! I don't want to deal with him!
Get in the box, Burke!
No! Oh, shit! Oh, thank God. I thought I was about to kick into the chainsaw and kill myself.
Oh, man.
Alright, your god is gone. The only thing I feared is dead. Now you will suffer! You!
Let me see. What do I want to do here? Alright, I only got to flash the YouTube stream. Let me do that.